But notwithstanding that, you know, whatever lessons we think we need to learn defensively, Tuchel will learn them and they'll make some adjustments. But offensively, if you look at that performance, that is as good as you want an England side to play. It's as good as an England side has played on the front foot for a very, very long time. And you look at it, and 4-2 flatters the Croatians to some extent, because England could have had 6 in the second half. So I think it's a great marker. It's a great start to the tournament. It's what the public will want to see. Tuchel is hiding his light behind a bushel, because I would imagine he was very strong in the dressing room at half-time to wake a few people up, because you saw it, they came out of the traps like men possessed.
Yeah.
You know, they scored the perfect cure to a goal just before half-time is a goal directly after half-time. And that's exactly what England got.
I also thought as well, sorry, I know you got to go to break.
No problem.
But you know, now you see so many managers say buzzwords.
Yeah.
And he's talking about being aggressive, being on the front foot. He actually means it, doesn't he? You get that sense of, oh, what he's...
Few people win the World Cup as a player. Very few people win the World Cup as a manager. Only 3 men in history have done both. One of them is Didier Deschamps. I mean, what a team. For our younger viewers, that's Zidane, Desailly, Leboeuf, Thuram. I could go on. And in 1998, those legends were captained by Didier Deschamps. Before that tournament, Deschamps had been winning league titles and Champions Leagues with Marseille and Juventus and had led Les Bleus since 1996. They hadn't even qualified for the World Cups in 1990 and 94, but Deschamps had spearheaded the Renaissance. It culminated in that final against Brazil. The 30-year-old playing at the base of midfield was keen to get stuck in. Fais-lui savoir que tu es là, French for let him know you're there, according to Google Translate. Zidane and Petit got the glory, but Deschamps controlled the game before lifting the trophy into the Parisian night sky. After winning the Euros 2 years later, he hung up his boots and jumped into management. He had spells in club football before, in 2012, being put in charge of his nation. France scraped into the 2014 World Cup via the playoffs and were pretty pleased about it. Even a quarter-final defeat couldn't dampen the optimism. The tables, French fans believed, were starting to turn. They were runners-up to Portugal in their own Euros, but that silver medal around the manager's neck was about to change colour. In 2018, World Cup magic. France handed an almighty beatdown to Croatia, and Deschamps got his hands on this for a second time. It meant that he joined Brazil's Mario Zagallo and Germany's Franz Beckenbauer as the only men to have won the World Cup as a player and manager. France's victory even turned their president, Emmanuel Macron, into a meme. These still make me laugh, honestly. Deschamps went close to defending the title in 2022, but some guy called Lionel Messi had his own storyline to complete. Deschamps captained legends, he managed legends, and his World Cup achievements are legendary. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this guy his flowers.
Good morning, everyone. It's 6:05. You're waking up to the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, the ledge. Gabby Agbonlahor is alongside me and Arnold Clark by a used car and upgrade event. Again, 2 years free servicing, plus a chance to win the cost of it back this June. And then it says right in front of me, opening chat. Opening chat time.
Positivity.
You up for a bit of opening chat?
Why not? Let's
Good
do
to
it,
see
mate.
you.
Yeah, mate. When you wake up, guys, if you woken up already, look out the window. The weather is outstanding. Well, it feels like 10 a.m., not 6 a.m.
Producer Ollie, or Posh Ollie, as I call it. Maybe Polly. Maybe we'll combine to Polly. Someone asked him if it was Henry. Said, was it Henry? Do you want to play golf tomorrow? This is what he replied. It's going to be 38. It's too hot to play golf. Too hot. What are you going to do? Just stay indoors?
Not too hot, is it?
You've
mate?
got to
It's
embrace
perfect.
it when the weather's like this outside.
A couple of bottles of water, no?
Yeah, take a hat, a couple of bottles of water. Also, take your high heels maybe as well if you don't fancy playing. Oh, sexist. Okay, everyone calm down. But you've got to embrace it when
Got to
it's
enjoy
like
the
this,
weather,
right?
mate, if we get a chance for golf, but be sensible.
I'm playing later on.
Isn't there a warning? A weather warning?
Is there? What, like it's going to snow or something?
Yeah, like very careful. The sun's out, get your cream on.
Be very careful you don't get burnt.
Yeah, if it's
What
not
was
15
nice-
degrees in this country, there's a weather warning.
Yeah. What was nice when I came out of my house this morning at whatever time it was, 10 to 5, I didn't have a coat on. I was like this T-shirt.
Nice, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness. It's like being in Spain or
I was
something.
packing yesterday and I'm looking at the weather and I'm like, I don't even have to bring a hoodie for once.
Hold on. Whoa. Everyone stop what you're doing. Who was packing?
I was packing, yeah.
What are you talking about? What's happened?
Because you spoke.
She
to
left
me.
you?
No.
What do you mean you were packing?
You spoke to me about it, mate. You know, and I listened to you, Andy. You got a lot of experience in life.
Yeah.
So I should pack myself. So I started doing it myself.
Such a liar.
I swear.
You packed your own
I
suitcase?
packed myself. Not great.
Have you got any like, talkSPORT breaking news, Ed? Have you got that?
No. That'll take him 10 minutes to find out, mate.
Well, he's not even in. Put the
yeah,
kebab down.
yeah.
Put the kebab down. Eating this early as well. You get indigestion, mate.
Yeah,
What?
I packed myself.
What did the missus say when you went, don't worry, I'll do it.
Oh, what accent's that?
Don't worry, love.
I'll pack my bag.
I'll do it.
I'll do
We're not
it.
in 1970 anymore.
No, I've done it myself, mate. But to not pack a hoodie, nice, mate. A nice feeling.
Yeah. Just a pack was
It
nice.
felt great. Felt great.
What accent is that? How are you first? So you weren't in Friday. You had to go to the hospital. Is everything
Yeah,
okay?
I woke up, mate. I had mad pains around under my belly button, around my abdomen, lower abdomen, the area for your appendix. So I went to the doctors. They got me in good doctors, local doctors, and a woman pressed on it. She's gone, go to the hospital, go and check it out.
Never a good sentence to hear.
I know, mate. I'm like, oh, cheers for that. So go to the hospital, go to A&E. Oh, chaos, mate. Chaos.
What's
A&E.
it?
Oh, so
They know you are. They didn't fast track you.
No.
I bet you must have gone.
No,
yeah,
no.
I used to play for Aston Villa, you know.
Get my PFA card out. There you go.
You walk in like with your England cap on.
Yeah, Aston Villa shirt at the back. Yeah, got my bloods done, got urine done, and like got a CT scan, and everything fine. They were pressed, but they were pressed on the area, and they're like, yeah, it could be the start, but like since then, I felt better every day. So weird, mate. But I always think like when your body's telling you something, when you feel pain that's not normal, shouldn't be there, always get it checked.
Always get it checked.
So I've done the right.
You
thing.
okay now?
I'm fine, yeah, mate.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
when you decided to go to the hospital, what was the pain?
Probably 6.
And what is it now?
Probably like 1.
Oh, fine. Okay, so we're nearly at the end of it.
Yeah, a lot better.
It's not going to burst on air, is it?
I hope not.
Well, it'd be good for the numbers. Wouldn't it? Bosses would be
great.
pleased.
Millions of views.
Has it burst yet? Has it burst?
Appendix on the floor of the studio.
That was meant to be one of the worst pains ever, that is.
Yeah, I know, mate. Because it happened to a guy I know that used to play for Villa in France about 2 months ago. He went in Paris, went to the doctors, they sent him home, and his appendix burst, had sepsis, and he died. So, like, you've got to be very careful. If your body's telling you something, yeah, it's okay now, but your body's telling you something, people out there, go get it checked out.
You had your tonsils out?
I did, mate. I did. I had tonsillitis. No, when was that, Villa? I had my tonsils out.
As an adult, you had
Yeah,
tonsils
I
out?
had really bad
I've
tonsils.
never known anyone as an adult.
What am I talking about? Tonsils? Ignore me.
No, here we go.
That was my wisdom teeth. Not my tonsils.
Have you got that mixed up?
I don't know.
It's like you're not a dentist.
I'm
isn't
not. I don't.
it? Have you had your tonsils out?
No, I haven't, mate. It's not again. No, I have not.
Yeah, any adults ever had the tonsils out? It's a kid's thing, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know any adults has had their tonsils out. It's very bizarre, that.
Really?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I don't even know what this is. Something to do with ears. I had my adenoids put in. Anyone know what that is?
What are they?
Adenoids. Put them in your ear. I don't know. I had them as a kid. I think they fell
That's
out.
like something that Posh Ollie would say.
I had ones. My adenoids were at the helm of my ears. Should we
What about
start?
you, mate? What about you? All good
Oh,
weekend?
good, mate. Touch wood. Yeah. What did I do? Father's Day yesterday.
Yep,
So I had
nice.
family over.
You get anything or?
Well, I got because my birthday's so close to Father's Day. I got it all then.
Nah, I'm not having that, mate.
Well, no, they did well.
Nah, mate.
No, I've got no problem with that.
No, I have, mate. You got to split it up, mate.
Yeah, the more they buy,
So what
the
people that like, so your kids have got a birthday around Christmas. That means that you don't get Christmas.
they're
presents.
kids.
Don't matter, mate.
Look,
We deserve.
If they
more.
buy me 2 presents, I have to buy both of them.
True.
You see how it works?
Yeah,
It's quite
Yeah,
relief.
you're right. You're right.
But no, it was a nice day. We had my missus made fantastic food. I was going to say a
Really?
big old spread of
Was
it,
it
but
really
yeah,
fantastic?
it was fantastic.
Sure, you're saying that for.
No, she went down the Turkish road.
Oh.
So we had lots of meat, lots of tzatziki, lots of dips and bread, and it was beautiful. And he could help you set a little buffet at the
Yeah,
Goldsteins.
lovely, mate. Lovely.
It was really nice.
Yeah, you're lucky.
I am lucky.
You're a lucky guy, mate. Yeah.
I am a lucky guy
Well done.
in more ways than one. One of them is because we've got you next to me for the next 4 hours. And the other one, of course, more importantly, is because the World Cup is well and truly underway. And if you spent the weekend in the sun like I did, or in the hospital like Gabby did, then here's what you missed at the World Cup yesterday.
The Spaniards, they beat Saudi Arabia in Atlanta by 4-0.
Trossard feeds a lovely ball to De Bruyne. De Bruyne's shot charged down, and that might be Belgium's last chance.
You can have all the talent in the world, but you still need somebody who's going to stick the ball in the back of the net.
Cape Verde debutants. Oh, it's a mistake here at the back by Uruguay, and Cape Verde have equalised. It's a horrendous error at the back by Uruguay, and the dream goes on. Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 2.
Cape Verde, the story continues. Dare I say it, they go into game 3 against Saudi Arabia as favourites for me. If they play like this.
Yeah, yesterday it kicked off with Spain and Lamine Yamal smashing Saudi Arabia 4-0. Belgium then made it 2 draws. They are terrible. Belgium made it 2 draws from 2 as it finished 0-0 against Iran. And it finished with Cape Verde following up their draw against Spain with another one, this time against Uruguay. Gab, lots of football to talk about. What stood out for you yesterday? Could Cape Verde be a handful if they reached the knockouts? No one saw that coming.
Listen, the way they play and the way they get everyone behind the ball and the way they defend, do you know what I mean? They're all so as a bond as a team.
Yeah.
There's some teams, like, they might not be the best going forward, but the way they defend for their lives. I saw it yesterday with Iran as well. Iran were fantastic, goalkeeper, defence against Belgium. Some of these teams where I expected Cape Verde to lose big in their first game against Spain. But you watch the tournament, you more to watch these teams. Curacao, it's incredible to get a draw.
Mind blown.
That was incredible against Ecuador. So I think they'll be favourites, I agree, against Saudi Arabia because they were dreadful against Spain. Watch that game. So Cape Verde, I've got every chance of getting out to the knockout stage.
Well, stick around, gang, because we're going to have more from Cape Verde. We have one of their super fans joining us in about 15 minutes' time. Another side celebrating this morning, Egypt. They won their first ever World Cup game. They beat New Zealand 3-1. Mohamed Salah was on the score sheet and reacted to a historic night afterwards.
Well, it's incredible. I don't know how to express it in words, but it's a great achievement for all the players, for the staff. So hopefully we can carry on like this in a group and we can write the history and we qualify first. Because in the years to come, you will remember that as one of the best achievements in history. So we just have to enjoy today, enjoy tomorrow, then focus in a game after.
Well done to he and Egypt. Finally, on yesterday's games, Belgium. We touched on this ever so briefly.
Wow.
Still winless after drawing with Iran. Lamine Yamal kick-started Spain's World Cup with a 4-0 win over Saudi. What do you make of Belgium? Is it Rudy Garcia's in charge of Belgium? What do you make of them?
They look like a golden generation that are playing too far, some of the players.
Yeah.
Lukaku looked like he couldn't move. De Bruyne didn't look like De Bruyne. But then again, Andy, De Bruyne and Lukaku missed a lot of football second half of the season for Napoli, injuries. So you expect that from them. Trossard looked lively at times. But if you look at their whole team, mate, you do not fear Belgium. If they do get through their group, you want them.
Yeah, you do.
Anyone wants them. Cape Verde would want them. Like Belgium are a golden generation that have gone too far.
I think 2 tournaments too far.
Yeah, too far. Tielemans obviously top player, and Arnold's on the bench, but yeah, they really missed Doku last night as well.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he's got an illness, and there's been a lot of slander for Doku because he wants to go back home for the birth of his child, which is wild. I don't get it at all.
So you don't get why you would want to leave a World Cup?
No, I don't get why.
There's a problem with it. Because the country are calling, right?
I don't care. Would you choose your country over the birth of your first child? I wouldn't.
What stage am I at in the competition?
I don't care, mate.
A World Cup final, you're not missing that.
I don't know, mate. That's a top. I don't know, mate.
England in the World Cup. Agbonlahor up top.
Okay, maybe not a final, but
there you go.
At this stage, early on, would you?
Yeah, that was easy, wasn't it?
No, but would you
semi-final?
I don't know, mate.
You do know. You're staying with England.
I don't know.
If you have another kid, you might not get to another final.
I don't know, mate. The birth of your child, mate.
You
put the call out, go on.
Well, for my second child's first birthday, I was on holiday.
Yeah, but that's a birthday. I'm about the birth of your first child. Come on, mate. The excitement.
Your country's calling.
I know.
World Cup.
I know, mate.
Were you there for every one? You got about 15 kids. Were you there for every one of your kids' birthdays?
Yeah, it was very difficult to make them all, mate, but I was, yeah.
What, every one?
I was, yeah.
You looked away when I said that. I think you've lied about that. Look at me in the eyes.
I was there.
Swear to me.
I swear to you. Of course I was.
Oh, okay.
It's funny, though. My son's birthday is 26th of June.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's like, June's the month off for the players.
Yeah.
So the amount of times I was, like, away with friends, and I'm like, sorry, guys, I'll be back for the 26th of June. They're like, why? Why do you have to be back for his birthday? It's fine. When he's older, he'll understand how good Vegas was. You can't leave. Trying to keep me in Vegas, mate. Trying to keep me in Vegas.
You're with the football
lads.
boys.
No, not football boys. My friends in Vegas. And I'm like, guys, it's like the 24th of June. I've got to leave. I'm home for my son's birthday.
Have you ever missed any kids' birthdays?
No.
Okay. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Happy Father's Day.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Loads more still to come today. Argentina and, of course, Messi. They're back in action. A great time as well for us. 6 p.m. They take on Austria, and the tournament favourites France. They face Iraq at 10. Both of those games obviously live on talkSPORT. Right, coming up, we'll turn our attention to the back pages and just how worried we should be about Declan Rice's future. It's 17 minutes past 6. You're waking up to the breakfast show with me, Andy Goldstein, and Gabby Agbonlahor on talkSPORT. And I were talking about that in great detail yet on yesterday's show about whether or not he should start, how much game time he should have. Because it's Cristiano Ronaldo, I think there's so much pressure on the manager, Roberto Martinez, to pick him, to start him, etc. What's your view on a situation like that? What do you do, Rio?
Well, Roberto Martinez is paid the money to make this decision, and I think it's the way that he handles that it will be key. I think if he was going to attempt to kind of take Cristiano Ronaldo out of the team, I think it's all about the narrative. I think it's all about approaching him and going, listen, if he thinks this is how I'll do it. We've got a better chance of winning it for you coming on with 30 minutes to go when the opposition are tired, when their limbs are all weary, lactic acid is building up in all these players' legs, and they see Cristiano Ronaldo warming up on the side, and you come on and terrorise them and capitalise on that in the latter stages of the games. Do you think anyone's going to be bothered when you lift that trophy as our captain? No. So here we go. You're going to start some games, but then some you're not going to start. But that's part of the plan. And at 41 years old, I'm sure that Cristiano would understand that because, listen, we all know, Benny, you're the same. When we were getting older, things weren't working as quickly, as smoothly as they once were. But there's no denying the guy's potent. When the ball drops in the box, if you had three players to the top 3 players in the world for the ball to drop to, he'd be one of the guys you wanted to drop to even still now because he's that potent. He's got almost 1,000 goals. But listen, if it was down to me, I think I would take that same approach I just mentioned there. I'd pull him in and out of games depending on the opponents. And I just have to make sure that I talk to him and make sure he understands that. But one thing I would say when I watched him, I think a lot of blame and a lot of people are pointing the finger at Cristiano. I don't think the actual service into him was great either, by the way, or an opportunity to put his way often. I saw quite a few options to play the ball forward, didn't take them options up. And I think if you're going to have him in your team, you've got to find him as often as you can. And they've got great players who can do that.
Morning, everyone. It's 21 minutes past 6. You're listening to the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor. Do you know who this is? You must know
I
this.
do not know, mate.
Billy Idol, mate.
Oh, Bill.
Oh, Bill, yeah. Not the old Bill.
The Bill, yeah.
Strap yourselves in, my friends. We are in for a hot one. Not just today. Wednesday, get this. Wednesday, temperatures will reach highs of 39.
No, it's
which is over, in old school, it's over 100.
I feel when it's temperatures like that, everyone should have a day off work, mate.
Do you?
That's too hot to work.
Even us?
Yeah, safety.
Even though we're in an aircon building?
Yeah, is it?
And we get cars in and you walk across the road?
Still hot, mate.
Yeah, okay, well, paid day off, though, right? Right, time for a quick coffee break and a look at the back pages with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
Now, I'm excited to say good morning to Laura Kirk-Francis. She's with us. Good morning, Laura Kirk-Francis. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
Before we talk about your weekend and all that rubbish that we have to go through, you played golf at the weekend?
I did, yeah.
Now, I said to you, it's the first time you ever played 18 holes, and I said if you've gone round in under 140, you've done well. What did you go round in?
106. Yeah. Wow. I absolutely smashed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with that.
No?
I don't know if you did.
So I thought you'd say this. So I've actually got some proof waiting for me from in the form of people who played with me, because I thought you might not believe me.
106?
106, yeah. Started with an 8, and I thought at that moment, I don't think golf is for me. I hate this. And then I rallied. Yeah, a couple of pars in there, quite a few bogeys.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
A couple of pars.
Yeah,
First time you ever played...
Yeah.
Hold on, it's not. You didn't have to go through like a clown's face and then round.
Also, did I mention it was mini golf?
Right,
No.
real golf,
Real
and you got and I quote, couple of pars.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that, mate?
I just don't. I don't think anyone that's played golf for the first time in their life has got a couple of pars.
Just to say, that's my first 18. I've had lessons and I've played a couple of times previously in my life. It's not my first like.
Don't you just think though, the name Laura Kirk-Francis sounds like someone that's good at a lot of stuff, doesn't it? Laura Kirk-Francis, I like it.
Here comes Kirk-Francis on the green. Oh dear. Another bogey. That is a mate. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is
Dead
unbelievable.
chuffed with that.
Did you make the back pages?
It didn't, no.
Front pages?
I could write it in though. I could write
Front
it in.
pages.
What has made the back pages?
Let's start with cricket. So lots of coverage of Stokes and England. Not much about the heavy defeat, but a lot about the outcome of the investigation. So the Telegraph is focusing on the fact that Atkinson is described as a victim in the nightclub incident and that Stokes didn't see it. So all good.
Right.
The Times says that the curfew rules weren't clear, according to Brendan McCullum. So Stokes gets off on that one. He wasn't aware of it. And the Daily Mail says that Ben Stokes did not believe he had breached the team curfew because he basically thought that after the test match, they were lifted and that he was fine to do whatever he wanted.
Why is this taking 2 weeks to come out?
Well, I think it's because I know you think it's been blown up. I think it's a continuation of bad behaviour that happened in the Ashes. It's not a one-off, is it? It's a continuation. It's not a good look. We'll see. We'll see.
Still, this information should have come out 2 weeks ago. He played at the weekend, then he got like 97 or something.
He played for Durham at the weekend, yeah, but it looked like England needed him desperately.
Yeah, of course they do.
Heavy defeat.
Great.
But yeah, lots of coverage of Stokes, and also in the Times as well. Serena to play singles at Wimbledon.
Amazing.
Are we happy about that? We're excited to see Serena back.
Why not? A legend. Why not?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
She's playing doubles as well with her sister, right?
Yeah, but she's been given a wild card to Wimbledon.
She was incredible, weren't she, Serena Williams?
Yeah.
Even the whole.
I always, not always, sometimes I have a problem with greats coming back and not being great.
Yeah, you're not going to be the same level. Is she the best ever, Serena?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I wonder whether she is chasing that record that she is just shy of in terms of Grand Slam singles. Don't know whether she's got a shot at it.
I don't.
You never know.
No, it'd be difficult. It might be at times, might be like a hard watch at times as well.
How old is she now, do you know?
43 maybe?
She's over 40, definitely, yeah 43.
So it'll be difficult, mate.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
In the World Cup coverage then, quite a lot of Declan Rice chat. So the Sun is reporting that he is playing down fears he is struggling with injury because of an obscene schedule. So he's played, this will be his 63rd match of the campaign. But then in a couple of other papers, he is saying things like, I'm ready to put my body on the line for World Cup glory. So he's clearly carrying something, but is obviously very keen to do his utmost for England. Would he be a massive miss, Gary, if we lost him?
Do you know what's going to happen, though? And it's been happening all tournament. Yesterday, Spain, they go 4-0 up. Lamine Yamal comes off at half-time, nursing injury. So we get the result against Ghana on Tuesday, sorry. and then don't play a lot of these players.
I wouldn't even play him against Ghana.
I know, but any niggles against Panama, no one's playing. You've got a long time to rest and get your treatment and be fine for the knockout games. It's about managing players, this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a long one. There'll be so many teams that are like, okay, you're not going to play this game. You're going to rest Saka. You're not involved this game. When it matters, the knockout stage, because we're comfortably going to win the group.
I'd like to think we got enough to not have to play Declan Rice against Ghana.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah.
I'll rest him.
Yeah.
So would I.
And sticking with the World Cup, Phil Neville's written a piece in the Times around Harry Maguire. We're still going after Harry Maguire here, saying he wouldn't fit in this side and it was right to ditch him. So he's basically saying that the England side have moved on under Tuchel, and we saw that in a dynamic display against Croatia, and that basically Harry's style is much suited to an older England and he wouldn't fit in now. What do you make of that?
Was that Gary you said? Or
Philip?
That's Phil Neville.
Is he alluding to his pace?
He's in terms of how England's set up, he's basically saying that in a back four, he would have been fine. He's brilliant at defending the box, but in the US, England are playing a different style, and that's what he admires most about
we
Tuchel.
played one game.
Yeah, but Stones, what do Stones do? Comes out with the ball. What's Maguire do? Come out with the ball.
Yeah.
So like that's nonsense from Phil Neville, but I don't expect anything less.
Why? What you got? What you got?
Beef? You got beef? With
No.
Well, yeah, I don't expect anything less. Implies there's huge beef.
Maybe do research in a break.
You've fallen out.
Maybe back in the
What did he
day.
say about you?
We had a little spat, maybe.
When you were playing?
No, a couple of years ago.
What happened?
No, I got enough for me to say.
He's
mate.
getting all coy now.
It's
isn't he?
not for me to
Come on, but if it's out there, people can Google it anyway. You might as well.
No, we had a little bit online because I mentioned something about my time away with England and David Beckham, how he sat with his diary and he'd done this, and he was like, "Oh, that's nonsense." So I was like, "I got no reason to lie," but it was nothing big. Then we went back and forth on social media, but I'm not going to listen to Phil Neville. Gary Neville, maybe. Yeah.
All right, okay. What you've dug up. Look.
I know. Sorry, I just thought that was. But I think
harsh on Maguire.
But I think I know it's only been one game, but Maguire belongs in the past, and I think England have moved on.
Of course, yeah. Don't bring it up. Yeah, I agree. Concentrate on the
Both
players out there.
Slagging off Harry Maguire. Are you coming back in later?
I am. Yes, we're going to be doing some transfer Tinder on a particular transfer.
You got any updates on Ellard's transfer Tinder love life?
I know he went on another date.
Right, can you find out for us?
Get the time, honestly. It must be nice.
What?
Dates galore.
Yeah, can you find the same girl, right?
Same girl. Yeah.
Same place as well, Flatiron.
Can you find out?
Walk in. It's you again?
I will find out.
What a coincidence.
Been to Flatiron 22 times.
Mr. Ellard, use your table. Use your cut of beef. Right, that was all
Nice
thanks
to see you again, sir.
Chips as well. Costa Express. Just a reminder, Egypt got their first win at the World Cup against New Zealand. Salah on the score sheet. Coming up, we'll be joined live by Cape Verde superfan who was at the game last night, as the underdogs, of course, of the tournament got their second draw against Uruguay last night. It's 6:29. It's the Breakfast Show.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT. Sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
Well, we're talking about Arsenal because the press are talking about Arsenal.
Squeezed Arsenal into a World Cup show.
You're about to hear. Are you Arsenal in disguise? In the Daily Mail. Yeah, we're going there. We're going there.
Who's written that? Is that you? Is that by Laura Coke Francis?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's my first line in the
Oh,
Daily
well
Mail.
done. Congratulations.
The Nation joins Gunners fans in praise of Rice's corners.
Oh, come on. This is... Benty and I were out hobnobbing with the Rich and Famous last night, or maybe Rich and Shameless, and we were talking to Piers Morgan.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he asked the same question about Declan Rice's corners, and I'm like, he's just taking the corner, the fella.
Mate, no.
I love Declan. You know that.
Hey,
but unless you've got Harry Kane running onto it, a corner's only as good as the finish.
No, well, look at Arsenal been doing all season, and people have criticised Arsenal for that.
You just bullied goalkeepers, you smashed goalkeepers out of the way.
That's so right. So the hypocrisy here is loud and clear. In the Daily Mail, which I've just messed up there, they're calling it dark arts in praise of the dark arts that England have employed at corners, which we've been very vocal about.
We're not doing those corners at the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Declan's doing outswingers.
Did you see the amount of... So did Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm saying, but when it's an in-swing, everyone's smashing into the keeper. These are outswings. Harry Kane's running onto them.
Now, all the blocks, I saw the blocks the other night, England.
Yeah, so just to be clear, corner's good, but corner's not good when Arsenal do it. In-swing are good, outswing are bad.
Unless Harry Kane's on the end of them,
So, safe to say, according to you, and I think I speak on behalf of Arsenal Nation here, I'm not allowing you to enjoy us having corners, if that's all right. So as far as you're concerned, it was 3-2.
I'll speak on the rest of the nation, right? And I don't like your attitude.
I love it.
Yeah, I the hypocrisy.
No, here's what's going to happen.
Yep.
So you, of course, won't remember, and neither will I. But
What is the World Cup's most controversial moment? Hurst's goal, which definitely was a goal. Zidane's headbutt, Ronaldo's hell scare in '98. Nah, it's obviously Maradona's hand of God. Mexico City, 1986. England are set to take on Argentina in the World Cup quarter-finals. Both sides have won their group, and both are well fancied to lift the trophy. This game means more. Just 4 years on from the end of the Falklands War, and the hatchet has very much not been buried. It's a physical match, with Diego Maradona taking the brunt of a strong-handed approach from England's defenders. Despite a few early chances from England, Argentina are well on top, but luckily for the Three Lions, Peter Shilton's having a good day between the sticks. At half-time, it's goalless. 6 minutes after the break, the ball was played to the edge of the area. Steve Hodge sliced his clearance, and it headed back towards his own goal. Up went Maradona's left hand, and he punched it into the net. He wheeled away in celebration, urging his teammates to join him, while the England team was furiously surrounding referee Ali bin Nasser of Tunisia. Even decades later, Peter Shilton hadn't forgiven Maradona. Argentina won 2-1 and went on to lift the World Cup trophy. I mean, without the hand of God, we might never have got the song Three Lions. But we'd have another World Cup.
She's from Texas, I can tell by the way he's two-stepping round the room.
Who sings this? I like this.
Well, I'll tell you that in just a moment. First, let me tell you, this is the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor, and Arnold Clark, who are celebrating a massive summer of football by a used car in June, and you'll be entered into their weekly draw to win the cost of it back. This is Choosing Texas.
Bit me, this is, mate.
Ella Langley.
I like it.
Why are we playing it? Turn it up a bit, Ed. Yeah, let's have some.
I like it.
Real Texas music.
Yeah.
Choosing Texas.
I like it, mate.
When I said turn it up, you've turned it down.
Cheers,
so
Ed.
you did.
Honestly.
You 100% got the opposite of that, right?
That's the most he's downloaded of the song. That's what it was.
Is that it? You just downloaded a little bit of it, did you? Oh, over 30 seconds we have to pay for it. I see what you're doing.
Okay.
Good work.
Clever.
Hold on, we got to pay double now. You've literally taken the tape out, turned it around and put it back in, haven't you? Go and turn it up again. You like it?
Mate, I do like it, mate. It's a catchy one, isn't it?
We did a show on a feature on the Sports 5 years ago called "You're the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly."
Beg your pardon?
A feature was called "You're the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly."
Okay.
And there's a song, a country western song. Can you find it, Ed? Called "You're the Reason Our Kids Are Ugly."
Why are you looking at the guys out there?
It's written about two of them. Can you find it? You're the Reason Our Kids. And if you look into the world of country and western music, is it right? Country? Yeah. There's a lot of songs like that. Like, I Think I Love My Tractor. There's a lot of very bizarre.
I do like a bit of country, mate.
Do you?
Yeah, now and then.
Who's your favourite artist? Garth Brooks?
Beyonce's got a country song, hasn't she?
Yeah. She has got a country song,
exactly.
Yeah. I think I'm right in saying that history was made in the pop charts or the country western charts not too long ago. The first ever AI-generated #1.
Really?
And it was country and western music.
Taylor Swift must have some country songs as well, surely.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I
Don't
think
call me
so.
Shirley. The reason we played that, Dan Byrne, Harry Kane and Jason Steele got their cowboy boots on and went to watch Ella Langley live in their downtime.
Lovely.
At the World Cup in Texas.
No problem with that. No problem at all.
One man who is taking Texas by storm is talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Let's see how he's been wasting talkSPORT's money, shall we?
Good morning, boys. Welcome to the famous Fort Worth Stockyards, just on the outskirts of Dallas. This is proper cowboy territory. You've seen me attempt a rodeo. I wasn't particularly good. I'm now going to attempt, for your viewing and listening pleasure, to ride a real-life bull. What can possibly go wrong? She's a big girl. But I tell you what, look at that. Like I've been doing this for years, boys. Sat on top of this bull. We're building up to Argentina against Austria, taking place just down the road in Arlington. Argentina's second World Cup game. Messi got a hat-trick in the first, of course. So not only have we got a bull in town today, we've got the goat about to take to the field. Well, that was definitely 1,000 times easier than the rodeo. I thought I even looked quite graceful up there. Anyway, can't hang around, boys. I've got a transfer bulletin to write.
Do you know
well faded out the end, whoever edited that. Good work.
Do you know what?
Ed's available for weddings, bar mitzvahs. Good work.
Do you know what stands out for me from that clip?
Yeah.
Is that, like, is there a reason why the bull didn't move?
Yeah, I don't think it could with Cookie on top of it.
Struggling? It's, oh, my back. Who's this man? This is the American.
I've never seen a bull so embarrassed.
This is an Englishman. I can feel him. Get him off my back.
Imagine that bull like, yeah, Alex Crook on it today. What? Are you joking? No, don't about it.
I've heard that voice before on talkSPORT. Deary me. He looked scared though, mate, didn't he?
Who, the bull?
Yeah.
Or Crookie? He's a brave man.
He's enjoying himself.
All he did though was just sit on it. It didn't move anywhere.
Yeah. I went on a camel, didn't I, in Qatar?
Yeah.
Like, mate, the camel didn't want to move, mate.
A camel or a cow?
Huh?
You said I went on a cow, the camel didn't move.
I said a camel.
Oh, a camel.
Are you hearing things, mate? I think you hear what you want to hear.
Do I want a beer? Go on, you went on a camel, yeah? Did you get the ump?
The camel didn't move, mate. For ages, mate. He was struggling. The poor camel, mate. I felt sorry,
it's
mate.
on its knees when you get on it, isn't it? No, it is.
No, it is.
That's how you get on it, 'cause
mate,
it's so low.
It's hard to ride, though, because your arms have got to go forward like this at all times and hold it forward, and you're uncomfortable. I wouldn't advise it. You know that?
I wouldn't advise it. No chance. If you're just waking up, Mohamed Salah fired Egypt to a first World Cup win against New Zealand. But in case you missed it overnight, the big news, Cape Verde, the fairy tale story is just getting bigger and better and better. Last night, after last week's 0-0 draw with European champions Spain, the nation ranked 63 in the world. They've done it again. They drew 2-2 with Uruguay. Delighted to say the man who was out there watching his country upset. All the odds joins us now. Gilson Nunes, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Gilson.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming on our show. How are you feeling at the moment? Because what you and your country have gone through since the World Cup began, no one could have predicted that.
I think, thank you for having me in your show. I think the only people that wouldn't see that coming was the people that doesn't know Cape Verde, doesn't know the Cape Verde sports. It's been 2 games, electric. The environment, it's been fantastic, you know. And I think of course, we know we were just participating in the World Cup, but it's been more than our expectation. But we knew we weren't just participating in this World Cup.
What's been the secret? Is it togetherness? fight, determination, because you look at the next game against Saudi Arabia, surely Cape Verde now favourites to win that game and qualify to the next round.
Yes. I think we're right now with these two first games where we could win that game, but we're gonna keep continuing doing the work, being humble, and but there is a very good chance that we win that game and we take the second place.
What do you think it is about Cape Verde that people have underestimated?
The resilience. It's a small country. We've been fighting since our independence 50 years ago. We qualified when we were celebrating 50 years of independence. It's a country that has little resource, and it's in our DNA to fight against the odds, And I think that's we can see that on the football team.
You was in the stadium last night to see
Yes.
Cape Verde's first goal in a World Cup. What was those celebrations and feelings like?
It was, like I say, it was electric. Suddenly to see the whole stadium with a majority of the supporters were Uruguay supporters, and suddenly the silence, and we were the ones celebrating. It was something, a dream came true. It was fantastic.
Gilson, let me ask you about ticket prices, because over here in England, lots of fans have had to sell stuff, cars and houses, to go and pay the ridiculous money that FIFA are charging to go and watch the games. What's it like for you guys?
So as soon as Cape Verde qualified to the World Cup, we start preparing for this. We bought the plane tickets. Then we got the arrangements with the hotel, the Airbnb. And, we did the draw with the FIFA draw. And I'm going to be honest, I got like 3 tickets for all the 3 games. The first 2 games on the category 1, it was $500 each. And the last game against Saudi Arabia on category 3, it was $140. So I can't complain about the price.
And have you bought your tickets for the knockout stages yet, or is that too soon?
No, not yet.
Do you? How far do you think you can go in the competition realistically?
So we were talking tonight about that, and apparently, if we stay in second place, we might have Argentina in our way. So we'll see.
Do you? If you get to the knockout stages, do you want one of the big boys? Do you want an Argentina, or if Brazil get through, do you want, or they will, or Brazil? Do you want one of those, or do you want a team where you think actually we've got more chance of getting through the next round?
So it's the World Cup. I don't think we can like pick and choose. It is what it is. It's the World Cup, especially when you go to the next round. I don't think we can like pray for an easier team. It is what it is.
Yeah. Can you win it? Can you win the cup?
That's another dream, but hey, football has changed a lot, and it's not the same as 30 years ago, And people been seeing that with African teams, Cape Verde, Congo, even France, they win against Senegal, but it was a hard first half,
Yes.
Things change.
Gilson, let me ask, before the World Cup started, there was lots of talk as to whether or not there were just too many teams in this World Cup now. Do you think results like this have proved that decision right by FIFA to open it up?
Yes, 100%. 100%. And even people that were like skeptic about having more teams, they thought it will be like games will be like, it's not a good game. But I think FIFA proved it wrong. In good games, it's been a lot of excitement. I think it was a good choice.
Well, Gilson, listen, thanks so much for coming on. We're absolutely loving the fact that countries like yours are doing so well and surprising everyone and putting smiles on everyone's faces as well. That's what the World Cup's all about. So congratulations to you and your team, and long may you be in the competition.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you. See you guys on Friday. We'll be there.
You will
in
indeed.
Houston.
You will indeed.
Okay.
Have a great day. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Have a good morning. Thank you.
There you go.
Bye.
Cape Verde superfan Gilles Nunez there, live from Miami. Cape Verde drew 2-2 with Uruguay last night. They're joint second with Uruguay, 2 points behind leader Spain. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
All these teams are leaving it all on the pitch, mate.
Yeah.
Curacao the same. Iran last night. They're fighting for their people.
There hasn't really been, apart from maybe the Germany game, there hasn't been a match where you go, see, too many teams in it, like we do in the Champions League.
No, not at all. Agreed.
When it gets a bit silly. Just a quick reminder, if you want the chance to win £26,000 cash free, then have a listen to this. To celebrate the 2026 FIFA World Cup, we're giving away big bucks. Fund your summer and enter right now. Head to talksportwin.com to enter for full T's and C's. Right, still to come on The Breakfast Show.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Manage your Travis Perkins trade account online at travisperkins.co.uk or via the Travis Perkins app.
We know we ain't no Argentina.
Yes, that theme will continue. We're going to speak to the man who played at 98 World Cup with Scotland, Paul Lambert. Do they still have a chance of qualifying after that defeat against Morocco? We need to talk about that game as well in today's show. We'll also hear an exclusive chat with someone who would be hoping to start against Ghana tomorrow. That's Jed Spence. He spoke to talkSPORT. We'll play some of that a bit later on. Loads more coming up on the World Cup Breakfast Show. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
They talk of France in 98 and all the years.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Talking about Jude Bellingham, because of his talent, because of his ability, Kyle, he's often the focus of attention, isn't he? I mean, tell us, I mean, you've been in the same dressing room as him. What's he like as a person?
No, he's good, and I think he carries a lot of weight on his shoulders for such a young boy. I think people probably forget how young he is. Obviously, he's gone on from leaps and bounds from Birmingham City to Dortmund to now playing for, one of, if not the biggest clubs in the world. But I was saying it before, I think Morgan Rogers is a great player. I played with him at City. He's done unbelievable for Villa. But I just think in them moments, Jude Bellingham probably pips him just because of the big game moments, and last night proved that.
Yeah.
How good is he? Because you've been in training with him, you played with him. Because when we watch him, I just see someone who can score left foot, right foot. I see someone who can get box to box, good in the air. That's like the complete player.
Yeah, I think, he's an all-rounder. He can tackle, he can defend, he can attack, he scores goals. As you just said, left, right foot, he's got an engine on him. Is he a silky number 10 that we're probably used to seeing in the Premier League? Probably not. He's more of a powerhouse, but, in these conditions that they're playing the World Cup in like this, it could work to our advantage with having him, Declan and, Anderson, that all have good engines on them and then can get up and down the pitch.
Does it ever get to him, the sort of criticism that he gets, the media attention that he gets?
I think probably it does. I think probably it does some way, but I don't think you can let it get to you. I think when you're a big football player like that with a name that you've got, obviously you're going to hear and you're going to see. People are going to tell you what people are saying, but you have to take that pressure. You're Jude Bellingham. You're Jude Bellingham.
Good morning, everyone. It's 6:51. You're waking up to the World Cup Breakfast Show on talkSPORT. Me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor. Some of the headlines this Monday morning: Wyndham Clark held off Scotty Scheffler and Sam Burns to win his second US Open title in the space of 3 years. That's incredible. That was last night. Mohamed Salah became the latest big name to have an impact at the World Cup. He inspired Egypt to their first ever World Cup win as they beat New Zealand 3-1. Cape Verde, by the way, drew 2-2 with Uruguay. And Iran picked up their first point of this year's World Cup with a 0-0 draw with Belgium. Max Scott is back with us for more on that. Scotty, good morning to you.
Yeah, morning, boys. Obviously, we've just heard from a Cape Verde fan, and them and Curaçao really getting the headlines for beating much bigger, wealthier, more established countries. But also, what about Iran? 2 points from 2 games, and this is despite the fact they've got all these travel bans, preparation problems. Remember last week they were told to immediately leave the US after that draw with New Zealand. Well, it's the same's happened essentially with the preparation for the Belgium game. They were only allowed to enter the country less than 24 hours before kick-off. The Iran manager, Amir Galanoui, saying we need longer than that. These constraints are making it difficult for us. It's affecting us mentally, especially me as head coach. I want to focus on technical stuff. He says we're here for football, not politics. And so despite Iran not being allowed sort of into the country, into the US, they're still getting points, and they've got a great opportunity against Egypt to get through to the final round or to the knockout rounds on Saturday live.
That's what happens sometimes, though. You know what I mean, Max? It makes you stronger as a team.
Yeah.
I watched the game last night, and Iran played like a team that feel like they've got injustice, and they were together. They were fighting for everything. Some of the saves, the blocks, and they should have won it. To be fair, disallowed goal. And had some decent chances.
We'll talk to you later on in the show more about that, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
We've got a guest waiting. So Iran, of course, have been celebrating their draw last night, but their opponents, Belgium, it meant a successive winless game, a second one as well.
Incredible.
So is it time for Belgium to say goodbye to their golden generation? Let's find out as we're joined by our European football expert, Kevin Atchard, with the catchphrase, hopefully. Good morning, Kev.
Morning, Kev.
How are we, chaps? We well?
We're very well. Good morning
mate.
to you. A very early morning as well, but one where the sun is shining. But it's not shining for Belgium and their golden generation. Anything but golden. It's done now, right? It's over. I mean, they look a shadow of themselves.
Yeah, I do think that golden generation tag was overblown at the time. You could never have said they were the best squad in any tournament. You could never say they had a divine right to win a Euros or a World Cup. But there's no doubt that if you look at their big hitters, guys like Kevin De Bruyne, who's had an career, Romelu Lukaku, they don't look fit. That's the truth of it. Lukaku's played barely any football in the last year. And the fact that he's even there is really quite remarkable, given how little football he's played. De Bruyne, I think, has had some nice touches, nice moves, but it's all ifs, buts and maybes in the final third. There's nothing really convincing. That they really miss Doku, I think, somebody that could open up one-on-one. And so they are in this situation where, yes, they've got New Zealand in the final game, but that pressure is on them. And even if they get through, I can't see this team getting anywhere near winning the World Cup and anywhere near even a semi-final, maybe. They're just not playing convincing football.
Yeah, well, I think that was a golden generation. I mean, I look at the players they had, even like Kompany, look at Vermaelen, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Hazard, De Bruyne. You know, that generation, unbelievable players. But I agree, last night watching it was painful at times to watch. I even ended up putting my iPad on and had the game on in the background for the first time because I wasn't entertained. Lukaku looked like he was struggling to even sprint at times. It was the right decision taking him off. But you're right, they're missing Doku, and defensively as well. I mean, the red card, Kev, talk me through that, mate.
Yeah, he's a young player who is, I think, has potential, and he's athletic, and he's quick. But it was just a really horrible error, and I really felt for Ngoy because he's one of the guys that this is his stage to really take a step. But it was a clear red card.
Yes.
And to be honest, even 11 against 11, Courtois makes they have a goal ruled out, as you say. Courtois, who I think is underlining his status as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, if not the best, made some terrific saves to keep them out. And just a word on Ali Reza Behramvan, the goalkeeper for Iran.
Yeah.
I mean, an extraordinary story, really. He left home as a youngster to try and make it as a footballer. You know, he was homeless at one stage. He took all kinds of jobs in a car wash, in a dressmaking factory, just to try and survive and make ends meet. And here he is in yet another World Cup. Guy who saved a penalty in 2018 from Cristiano Ronaldo. And one of the saves he made when he was basically on the floor, where it was just an unbelievable stop to manage to turn that ball away. So Iran, I was impressed with against New Zealand, actually, once they kind of settled, played some good attacking football, and they were a threat.
Just quickly, the other result yesterday saw Spain smash Saudi Arabia after the Cape Verde draw as well. Was this the perfect way to show everyone they are still contenders?
Yeah, much better, much more sprightly, much quicker. The movement of the ball, the movement of the players. Dani Olmo, I thought, made a difference in from the start. And that Lamine Yamal fella's pretty good. I mean, what I really liked, actually, was the very first minute.
Yes.
He goes on a run and he takes on about 3 players and he just shoves one of them out the way. And there was real intensity about what he did. Oyarzabal looked good, looked lively, got a couple of goals for himself, could have had 3 or 4. So, yeah, much better performance. Still a lot more to come. I think they've got 2 or 3 gears they can hit.
You enjoying the World Cup, Kev?
Yeah, loving it. It's been good
great,
standards, some great stories. Cape Verde, what story that is.
Yes.
They were absolutely superb.
Yeah, you've been great as well. Thanks for coming on, man. Have a good rest of the week.
Chaps.
Thanks, man. There you go, the wonderful Kevin Hatchard. Coming up, we'll turn our attention to Scotland. Oh, dear, their defeat to Morocco. We'll ask the question, does Stevie Clarke give them the best chance of competing at the World Cup, or are his tactics a little bit too negative? If you want to have your say on that, you can. 03717223334. It's Henry on the buttons today.
Oh, Lord.
Don't Fobs. It's your job, Henry, all right? 03717223334. I'd love to hear from Scotland fans. You've got to beat Brazil now. Last week you were saying that Brazil was the easier tie. Morocco was the difficult one.
Ooh.
Do you still feel like that? 03717223334. Switchboard is clear, meaning if you dial, you'll be next. What?
Needs a break.
I know, but I'm bigging it up. 03717223334. Scotland fans, you can call in now. Have your say on the breakfast show. 6:59 in 15 seconds.
I've got to speak to you about England and obviously, of course, the result the other day. Really good second half performance. First and foremost, what did you make of the performance? And some people are saying it's the best half of football they've seen England play in years.
Well, what I was really impressed with, there's 2 things. The turnaround in the second half, and you saw Harry Kane, Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham all come out speaking glowingly about the manager's team talk at half-time. So that's an absolute massive, massive, massive plus, because a manager that's very aggressive, he's punchy, and he ain't going to go out trying to stay in a game. He's going to go out trying to win a game. And if it doesn't happen, he ain't going to be for the want of trying. And the second thing is, his aggressive substitutions and really decisive substitutions in the second half late on, where normally you see a lot of managers go, we're going to protect this lead. He's saying, no, I've got my foot on their throat and we're going to finish them off. And I love that. And if that's going to be the way we go about this tournament, we're going to have a good time.
I totally agree with you. I said that, actually. Do you think that's the difference between what Southgate would have done and maybe bring on like a Calvin Phillips, a holder, to make sure we didn't lose the game?
Yeah, Southgate and a lot of other managers have done that. And I think that was probably when you're looking back now, it's a great thing having hindsight, but our Achilles heel probably, even though we've got further than any team since '66 in these last couple of tournaments, we still were playing at times, it felt, with the shackles on or the handbrake half up in the critical moments, in the biggest moments for England in these big games. And so with that comes kind of apprehension and a bit of anxiousness when you're watching those games, right? And Benty, you've been in them England squads, yeah? A lot of the guys in them teams, and as a unit, as a team, as well as individuals, we were scared to.
It's not easy to follow in the footsteps of your idol, especially when he's Diego Maradona and your country expects you to emulate him. That was the burden Lionel Messi would carry on his remarkable World Cup journey. In 2006, a baby-faced 18-year-old Messi scored on his tournament debut in a 6-0 rout of Serbia and Montenegro, but Argentina would be knocked out by Germany. By 2010, Messi was the best player in the world and under pressure to inherit Maradona's crown. But again, it didn't go all that well. He didn't score a single goal, and for the second tournament in a row, Argentina would be knocked out in the quarter-finals by Germany. A year later, Messi was made permanent captain of his country, and the pressure ramped up further. Their last major honour had been the 1993 Copa America. Anticipation was off the scale in 2014, which was surely their year, right? Argentina battled to the final, but who was waiting for them? Germany, and they nicked a late goal in extra time. Messi had fallen at the final hurdle, and the golden ball was no consolation. By 2018, patience was wearing thin, but a disaster of a tournament saw Argentina finish second in their group and go out to France in the round of 16. This was never going to happen for Messi, but hope began to return. Messi lifted the Copa America in 2021, so going into 2022, the tension in Argentina was palpable. Messi and his team scraped through the groups and then got past Australia, the Netherlands and Croatia. France and this guy awaited in the final, and it was one of the great World Cup spectacles. Messi scored 2 as the game went the full distance, but when Argentina's winning penalty went in, Messi didn't run. He sank to his knees. All that waiting, the trials, the pressure, the anguish, he'd done it. 36 years after Maradona became Argentina's forever hero, Messi finally had fulfilled his destiny.
Good morning, everyone. It's 7:05, bright and sunny out. Beautiful week ahead. You're listening to the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor, and Arnold Clark by a used car and upgrade event to get 2 years free servicing, plus a chance to win the cost of it back this June. A reminder of yesterday's World Cup results in full. Belgium 0-0 with Iran. Spain 4-0 with Saudi Arabia. Uruguay 2-2 with Cape Verde. Side ranked 63 in the world, still unbeaten. And this morning, Egypt beat New Zealand 3-1. Mohamed Salah on the score sheet as Egypt win their first World Cup game ever. Now, though, Scotland didn't exactly bring the party late on Friday night.
It is time for heroes to be made, for history to be written. Is tonight the night? We will find out.
One of the best teams in the world, and we're disappointed we never took anything for the game.
Early ball to Saibari, who's kept himself onside and smashes it into the net. A minute and 10 seconds have been played, and Scotland are 1-0 down already.
No, keep the head, stay composed, stay compact.
And all of Scotland's nerves, frailties, memories of disappointments from the past have come to the fore again here, but there is a heck of a long way to go.
I think on another day we could have got some decisions going our way, but it hasn't happened. We'll look at what we can do better.
Can he force his way through here, John McGinn? Oh, is he caught on the edge of the box? That's a massive decision.
Well, for all the world, from here it looks like a penalty. Come right across him and wiped him out.
Andy Robertson, Scott McTominay goes down, and again no penalty is given. What a moment in the game.
But you can feel now the rage coming from the Tartan Army.
And that is it. Scotland are beaten in Boston. It will go to the final match round in Miami against Brazil, an iconic venue against an iconic footballing nation.
Not good after 2 games for the Scots. They've had a nervy 1-0 win over Haiti, and that was followed up with not a single shot on target as they lost 1-0 to Morocco. And their final game is against Brazil. After the loss to Morocco, Scotland fans outside the stadium weren't pleased with what they saw from the gaffer, Steve Clarke.
Scott McTominay is a good midfielder, but they have to play him as an attacking midfielder. He never got into the game, neither did McGinn. Clark has always played a defensive. He tried to basically not lose the game, and he lost the game by his formation. It was a horrible formation.
I thought he tried hard tonight, but he was getting dragged all over the pitch. I wouldn't single him out for particular criticism. I think we just expect so much of him because he's done so much for us.
So, do the fans have every right to be annoyed with their performance at the World Cup so far? Why don't we ask someone who represented Scotland at the '98 World Cup? Good morning to Paul Lambert. Morning, Paul.
Morning, Gaffer.
Morning, Andy.
Good morning.
Morning, Gabby.
Thanks so much for coming on. I suppose the obvious question I have to ask you is, what did you make of the performance against Morocco? Were you surprised it was so defensive?
I never expected the system. I never expected that. I thought he would flood the midfield a little bit, and I thought he'd put Scott McTominay just behind Che Adams. I think Scott, just what the fans were saying there, I think Scott's a better number 10 to hit the penalty box, where I think if you go and ask him to fetch and carry, that's not his role. So listen, the start wasn't good. It wasn't good at all, but the horses bolted, that, as I always say. So the second half was a lot better, but you're chasing every time. And every time you do that, you leave yourself open. And Morocco could have scored a couple also in the first half, so we got away with that. But you've got to get into the Brazil game and get something, and that's me being brutally honest with it.
Gaffer, when you look at the first goal, I mean, you do your preparation, don't you? You know, everyone's up for the game. Amazing scenes at before the game, the national anthem. You're ready for a game, and you concede within 70 seconds. When you're playing that 5 at the back, to play offside there, criminal, isn't it, so early on?
Gabby, listen, you've played the game. You can't step up if there's no pressure on the ball. It's impossible. And when you step up and there's no pressure and you're up against somebody with a bit of movement, it's it's dangerous. It's like if you're playing against yourself, who's really, really quick. There's no way you can step up. It's an impossibility. So when that happens, that you're banging trouble. And the goal, I mean, it's a great finish, but at that stage of the game, early part of the game, you make sure there's no risk taking, which I thought we tried it.
I want to play devil's advocate here a bit, Paul, because of course you played one game, you got maximum of 3 points. One more point would have all but secured Scotland into the knockout stages. If you wouldn't have got off to such a bad start, there was penalty shouts as well. I mean, on another day, you might have nicked something out of that game, right?
I thought John McGinn's was a penalty because the defender stepped over him with the wrong leg. Yeah. So when you can't tackle Andy in the box with your opposite leg that you're comfortable with, and I think when you do that, you're in trouble. Scott's, I can understand why it wasn't, but John's definitely. And the point, you're right, it could have, but we're up against a Brazil team who are not what they were in the past, but they've got a brilliant manager. That's the difference.
I think as well, when you look at Scotland's starting team, you always look at every team, don't you, and see who's the player that's going to get you up the pitch, who's the player on the counter-attack. And to not start Ben Doak, for me, was maybe a mistake, Gaffabs, because he's the one, isn't he, when he receives it, he gets at players.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I got asked who did I think was starting the game, and he was 100% in the team, because you're right, he gets you up the pitch, and when he gets you in a 1v1, he's difficult to stop. Yeah. And we needed that. We needed somebody to do that for us. And when he came on, to be fair, the game picked up a little bit. So I think he's got a good chance of starting, because we need somebody to make something happen. He certainly does that for us.
I mean, it's difficult as well, isn't it, going to this Brazil game? Because as a manager, how would you set your team up? Because a 1-0 defeat might be okay. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you go out and try and score and try for a draw, it's a complicated scenario, isn't it? Because you don't know what you actually need to get through.
Yeah, well, I saw some stats yesterday, and we can actually lose 3-0 and still get through, which is incredible. So, listen, I think it's a tough one. I think
Will that make him play a similar formation as Morocco to like sit back and withstand pressure?
Yeah. The only thing, Gabby, is that you're up against a front three there. If Neymar starts, if he starts and then you Vinicius on the other side and have her through the middle, Cunha, dear, they can hit you in the counter-attack really, really bad. So it's a real dangerous one for us at that, whether we sit and hold it or whether we try and nick a goal somewhere. But you leave their front three alone, then I think that could be a real danger sign for us that way.
Paul, we had Scotland fans phoning up after the Haiti win saying, the Morocco game's more difficult than Brazil. I think Brazil will be quite easy. I'm genuinely, I'm guessing all Scotland fans, their views are slightly different now, right?
Oh, there must be, Andy, yeah, because you think it doesn't matter what kind of Brazil team you've got, you're up against some top players, albeit they might be a little bit older, but the front line, as I said, I mean, that Vinicius, I mean, he looks rapid.
Yeah.
And Neymar might have a little bit of spring in his step just because he's coming back, and Cunha's scoring. So the danger for us is hitting them, and then we get hit in the counter-attack. We have to be really, really careful with it.
I think as well, Brazil are going to want to top the group, aren't they? Because Morocco got, is it Haiti?
Yeah.
So that you'll expect them to score a lot against them. So Brazil might be relentless, mightn't they, just to get more goals to finish top?
Yeah, they could. Yeah, and if they do that, if they hit form, Brazil, and their front line does what they're like, then it could be a hard time for us. But it's one of the games where, as I said before, 3-0 could. You're not saying you want to get beat 3-0 or you want to try and get a result against them, but
isn't it hard when that's in your mind though? As a player though, you go out there and you're like, you know what, we've got 3 goals that we can concede. It's hard, isn't it? Does that make you naturally as a player sit back and be like, I don't want to too many bodies to get forward because we don't need to score?
Yeah,
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, as Gabby said, that's why it's threat with danger, I think, because you don't know, you stick or twist with it and how you're going to go and do it, or whether we just sit there and play in the counter attack and try and soak up, or we go for them. My only fear is if we do go for them, I think they're good enough to pick you off.
Yeah, it's a bizarre world we live in where if I offered you a 2-0 defeat now, you'd take it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just to get through, yeah.
It's so weird. Paul, listen, a real pleasure as always. Thanks,
Thank you, Gaffer.
Enjoyed that game. I think
Cheers,
it'll be a
guys.
cracker. Thanks. Former Scotland midfielder Paul Lambert there. And don't forget, of course, you'll be able to hear their final group game against Brazil right here on talkSPORT. Kick-off of that one, 11 p.m. Just a reminder, tonight we have some great games. Argentina against Austria, early one, 6 p.m. France take on Iraq, Norway against Senegal, all live on the talkSPORT network. Go on, what?
I was going to say, some of the scenes on social media, fans, not just Scotland, but a lot of the fan bases, looks amazing out there.
Yeah. And you
treat,
interjected that great speech with that, did you?
Sorry.
Coming up, Morgan Rogers has been heavily linked with the move to Arsenal this summer. Gab's not happy about that. So can Rice, Saka and Eze convince him to join whilst in the England camp.
No.
You know those discussions are going on. We'll have that chat right after this.
Really?
Now, earlier in the show, we asked the all-important question. Who was faster in their pomp? Kyle Walker or Gabby Agbonlahor? Well, talkSPORT's Anil Kandala was at the talkSPORT fan zone at Villa Park last night for England against Croatia, and he put that question to some of the fans in attendance.
It's a tough call, but I'd go for Gabby. He was awesome, and no defender wants anybody with that pace running at them. So I'd go for Gabby. I would.
Quicker than Kyle Walker?
I think so. Yeah, I do. And I'm sure Gabby would agree with me.
Gabby.
Well, he used to dart across the field, didn't he? I think he's better than Kyle, to be honest.
Well, we had Kyle on loan for us for many years ago, and he was quick, but Gabby was quicker.
And there you go. It might be a little bit unfair because Gabby Agbonlahor is in that building behind me, but it seems that Gabby's got the vote.
Mate, the rest of the world.
He actually spoke to about 100 people who were there, but we
I'll
only
clip that
decided to show 3, okay?
I clipped that up for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though? When I think about Kyle, when I go back to that game, Kyle, of like, I think it might be Germany at Wembley, and you was right side of the 3, but like you was all the way in the right back position, and I was at the game, mate, and you come sprinting across, mate. Someone was through on goal. I can't remember who it was.
Muller.
It was Muller, yeah. I'm like, where has this guy come from? And you've done that for the last 15, 16 years, mate. Your centre-half pairings with England and Manchester City must have been looking at you thinking like, okay, maybe I can leave a bit of space in behind, because you would always just come out of nowhere and cover.
Yeah, I think that was what my game was based on. You know, I probably didn't create that much going forward with assists and stuff. I chipped in with a few, but not as much as probably what I should have done. So my main game when I got a little bit older was to make sure I can cover the back.
Incredible, man.
Here's a great suggestion. Jill's a regular contributor. She says, why not get both of them in the car park? Said, my money.
That's nice, isn't it? I like that.
Tune, by the way.
It's an old song.
Edward.
It's not Edward.
Oh, is it not?
Huh? Who's singing this, Ed?
Wow.
Who's it? Oddity. I couldn't have told you that. Come on, everyone. It's coming up to 7:20. It's the World Cup Breakfast Show. Me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor alongside me, looking trim and good and happy. The latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is now live. Matt Ford is alongside former USA keeper Brad Friedel and Scotland superfan Susie McCabe as Scotland fever takes over the States. The US made it 2 wins from 2 against Australia. Some Americans are even dreaming of winning it all. That won't happen. Here's Friedel on whether football can reach the same level of popularity as the NFL and the NBA after the World Cup.
No.
It's mainstream-ish, should I say? But when the U.S. won, the ESPNs of this world are all of a sudden forced to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. You can tell, and they're putting people on the telly that don't know how to talk about it, but that are real, big names in NFL, for instance, and they're having to say a couple words about it. They're forced to, because the football is just too big. There's still many Americans who think the Super Bowl is the biggest event in the world. They had 130, 140 million views. Well, on that same day, there were 2 regular season fixtures. One was Liverpool, Man City, had 750 million viewers, and you had, I think, El Clasico, but there was definitely a game in La Liga that had around 750 million viewers as well. I mean, football dwarfs American sports, like when you look at it. So they're being forced. I mean, once the World Cup's come and gone, the certain television stations will stop talking about it for sure. But we're definitely picking up some more fans
Is it impossible for USA to be world champions?
100%.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
They're doing very well, mate. But like when you start playing the big boys, the Argentinas, the France,
England
as well. Yeah, I fancy America to get to the quarterfinals though.
Oh my God, that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, that'd be unbelievable.
That would be unbelievable
for Pochettino as well. Because they've got some very good players, mate. Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, good manager as well. Pulisic was injured last game. Balogun looks like he's scoring goals. Robinson at left back. They've got some good players.
You see the picture of Pochettino on the sideline? Someone said he looks like Russell Crowe. Have you seen it?
Yes.
He's enjoying life out there, right? He's enjoying.
He's enjoying. But they've got the support as well, mate. The Americans will make an atmosphere in the stadium. But
touchdown
soccer, as they call it, I don't think will ever be as big as NFL and NBA. No chance.
There's another one. Baseball as well?
Yeah, baseball, NFL.
Too many, isn't there?
Yeah. I think NFL's the most, isn't it? And then basketball also.
Yeah. Okay. Time now for our coffee break with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT. Sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
Stick a load of singles in there and then they fall in love.
Of course it's hard. It's supposed to be hard.
A 36-year-old, you'll have the knockers, you will.
Just because it's offering its teat, do I really have to muscle on that?
Sarah Louise.
Sarah Louise, you're up for it, aren't you?
I was in love at the time, that's what I was doing.
At the time?
Yes, bonjour. If you're just waking up, turning on talkSPORT, let me remind you, Egypt beat New Zealand. Cape Verde, they got another draw with Uruguay last night. But, of course, it's time for Transfer Tinder. We can welcome back Laura Kirk-Francis.
Morning, Laura Kirk-Francis.
Lots of people not having your score of 106 on social media.
I'll put out some videos.
Okay.
I have to.
Why are they not having it, Andy? Why?
It's a great score. I mean, you'll have to ask those people.
No, but you look like you're really not happy that she got that.
No, I'm absolutely.
You're not.
I'm ecstatic.
You're not, mate.
No, I am.
You don't like it?
I like it.
People are questioning. I don't mind it. 106, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. I don't think I'll ever play that one again.
Look at me. You get 106. You really get it?
Why would I lie?
Really, look at me.
Why would I lie?
She's not a liar.
Okay. Was it golf balls like mulligans and all that?
Say that again.
Mulligans. We take mulligans. Do you know what mulligan is? You know what mulligan is?
No.
mate.
Like if you have a shot and it goes into the bushes, you go a mulligan. Put them.
Oh.
Forget that one.
I had a couple of those said to me, which I probably can't repeat on air. Like if you sort of skim it along the ground and it runs.
Yeah.
You call it?
No, not the name of a shot.
No.
So like if you have a tee shot.
Yeah.
And let's say you slice it and it goes into the forest.
Yeah.
You don't count that.
Oh.
You just have it. I'll start again. I'll put another ball down.
No. I think I lost one ball in the rough. I shouldn't be asked to look at it.
Why don't you go and play over the next couple of weeks together?
Too far away. Where do you play?
That was somewhere near sort of south of Croydon.
Yeah.
Meet in the middle. Play somewhere.
Meet in the middle.
See for yourself.
We need a ref. Do you want to come?
I'll come. Yeah.
All right, fine. What are we doing on Transfer Tinder? What you got for us?
Well,
Anyone call you Lazza?
Sorry?
Anyone call you Lazza?
Lazza.
No one's called me Lazza. Do you know, at school, when I was like 5, people called me that.
I like Lazza.
Quite keen to leave that in the past.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Go on in, Kirky. What you got for us?
Well, we've got Spurs, Tonali, not interested in that. Liverpool, Diomande, not interested in that. What we're interested in today is the champions are feeling flirty.
Oh, Gab's
They're
not
feeling
happy.
flirty.
Look at it.
Yeah, we're eyeing up Morgan Rogers across the bar. We're sending him drinks. We want him. And if it were me,
He doesn't drink.
He
I think
might
he's
do.
drinking champagne
I
at the
think he
moment.
drinks, yeah. If it were me, and if I were Morgan Rogers, I would say my ceiling is higher if I go to Arsenal.
Yeah. Compliment that is, Gab. He wants to go to a big club.
Yeah, but
Big club, bigger club.
Will he? The club that you're talking about, they don't win European Cups.
Yeah, but they win. Aston Villa don't.
But they don't win European Cups.
Win leagues, mate.
Yeah, but come on, European Cups.
Come on, leagues, mate.
He's won a European Cup now. He's won your European Cup. If he goes to Arsenal, right? I know Villa are in the Champions League as well. Realistically, you're not challenging for the Champions League.
No.
Arsenal are.
Yeah.
Why not? We got to the quarterfinals 2 years ago.
Fair enough.
Beat
That's not
PSG at Villa.
Hey, hold on. You just said the States could get to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. That's not a challenge.
8 team States.
That's not. That's not challenging.
Okay then. All right then. So if I'm Morgan Rogers, I do speak to him, and I'll send this him as well afterwards. Don't go, mate. You know why? Look what's happened to Eze. He doesn't start every game.
Look what's happened to Eze. He's won the Premier
Yeah, but
League.
he's not playing. He's not enjoying his football. You've got Odegaard and
Patrick against
Eze.
Spurs.
You're playing in a team that's defence-minded. You know, maybe Arteta will have you playing defensive midfield, not number 10.
I think Morgan Rogers comes to Arsenal.
Go on, say.
I think if Morgan Rogers comes to Arsenal,
Damn right.
that represents a significant style of play change for next season. I think Arsenal will be a lot less defensive.
I think so.
Yeah.
If he's a winner, he goes. If he's a loser, he stays. Simple as that.
Why, when he's won stuff at Aston Villa?
Because he's won stuff at Aston Villa. He's done.
Why?
He's got
Why are you saying that's a ceiling?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He's not going to get anything more out
Why
of Aston
not?
Villa.
Aston
Why
Villa
would you
got to
want
the
to?
quarterfinals in the first time in the Champions League.
The quarterfinals, Arsenal were
Beat
in
PSG
the final.
at Villa Park.
Arsenal were in the final, have a very good chance of
And
getting out
sat
again.
back.
Yeah, but lost on penalties though.
Do you actually think that Arteta will change the way he plays because Roger signed? Eze signed, he didn't change.
I'm not suggesting because Rodgers signs. I think Rodgers fits into how Arsenal will
Why
play
did
next
Grealish
season.
leave?
Who?
Why did Grealish leave, your mate?
Different time, though, wasn't it?
Why?
Villa at a different time.
Why did he leave?
I don't know, mate.
Oh,
I
it's
was
the win
supposed to.
stuff. I can tell you that it's the win stuff.
And he's, but
Yeah.
but he wasn't winning stuff at Aston Villa then. But Morgan Rogers is.
Why did your goalkeeper want to leave? Your World Cup
didn't,
winner?
mate.
He did, mate. Of course
No,
he did.
He stayed.
He was clapping to the crowd. He wanted
Yeah.
to leave. He was in tears because he thought he was
Also,
off.
my main reason is.
He was halfway gone.
My main reason is Morgan Rogers is one of our future Kings' favourite players. Do not upset royalty.
That's a great comeback.
That's one thing you do not do.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm
That's
sold on
great.
that. I'm
Do
sold
not
on that.
upset the future King.
You know what?
Morgan.
I bet your future king, he'll move clubs. He'll score Arsenal.
No. Oh, Andy, dump quickly, dump it. No, jokes aside though, if he does go, I do trust the club to be clever in their recruitment to replace him. I'll be sad if he goes. I'm sure Arsenal fans will
Deep
send
down,
me a lot of
you know he's going though, don't you? Look how quickly he's backed down.
I think because Middlesbrough get 20%, don't they, of the sell-on clause? So it has to be 100 million minimum. What do you reckon?
Do you want him there? You're an Arsenal fan, all right?
Yeah, I want him there for how big a transfer it would be. You've been a bit of a problem club for us for the past couple of years. I would like to take your best player and just be like, that's enough.
Do you know what? It will hurt me a lot because I'll give Arsenal a lot of stick and they come and take my best player.
We'll take it from here.
I
Love
know.
Europa League, but come and win the Champions League with us. What I will say though, and I'll happily confess, his sort of positional play concerns me slightly in terms of I think we have players in that area already, but Arteta's clearly looking at him and going, I could probably
But if
fit
you-
him out somewhere.
Yeah, but if you sign Rodgers, surely Odegaard's got to go. You can't have Odegaard, Eze, and Rodgers fighting for one position.
I think you can. I
Eze
think
can play in a number of positions.
yeah, I think that's the point. I think Arteta is building this squad around versatility, and Rodgers just fits into that.
Who
quite
do you
nicely.
rather have on the left? I'll ask both of you. Martinelli or Eze or Trossard?
All different players.
I'd rather have Eze on the left cutting in.
Yeah, but then you don't get the runs in behind, do you, from Eze?
Probably Eze, but I think actually if you compare Rodgers, he's probably a little bit closer to Trossard in terms of like being able to shoot and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying then I'd put him as the 10.
Rodgers is a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But again, he
he's
can
a
play
top
everywhere.
player. Like, honestly, I love watching him because he's that sort of player, Laura, as well, where he'll lose it, no problem. He's going to try the same thing again, try to make things happen.
Yeah, good ball carrier. We'll have him. Thank you very much. We'll take
It's
care
done.
of him.
Done deal. You've done it.
done.
Laura, thanks for coming in. Are you done now?
I'm done.
What are you doing now? You off to get a couple of hole-in-ones?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make sure I get it on camera this time.
He's not having you,
not
is he?
having it.
He's
Wow.
not having you on
Do you know what?
bit.
And
But
I'll
I'll give you
send
some
you
advice.
videos.
Get it over the bridge first, through the laughing face of the clown, and then
What about the windmill though? Do I wait
Get
for them
through
to
the
go
windmill.
round? Okay.
Get through the-
I'll let you know how it goes.
106 games. Do you think she got 106 or not?
I believe her, mate.
All right.
She hasn't lied to us in 2 weeks. Why would she
Yeah,
lie to
yeah.
us?
Who am I? Who am I to? Thanks for coming in. You're back tomorrow at 5 with Sam? Okay, get a good night's rest, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow.
Thank
Wonderful Laura Francis. That was all thanks to Costa Express. Coming up, Lamine Yamal arrived at the World Cup yesterday, starring in a 4-0 win for Spain against Saudi Arabia. We'll bring you more on that next, and whether Spain are genuine favourites for the World Cup. It's 7:30. It's the Breakfast Show.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT. Sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
mentioned Perisic. They've got players in their side, Modric. You know, they're the wrong side of 35, right? These players have been in their team for a long, long time. And we're not struggling, but the first 45, I'm watching it thinking, how is this happening again?
But also, you've got to think, right? I get what you're saying, but also, there's going to be a few nerves kicking about.
Yeah.
Right? These guys, as you said there, have been around for such a long time, so they just understand, they're comfortable where they are. Modric, Perisic, these guys, they just know what it takes to get to that to get to that level. But it's. I think there's a lot of boxes that Thomas Tuchel would have ticked. I thought the team selection he got wrong. But in my personal,
who do you get wrong?
I would have started Rashford.
Yeah, me too.
And Mark Gahey has to play. He has to play.
Talk about what you're saying outside about the balance of the centre halves.
Because John Stones, he naturally plays on the right hand side, right? And it's Maguire that usually plays on the left when it was those two. When you move John Stones out to the left, naturally he doesn't go that way to Nico O'Reilly, which is why he barely touched the ball. He couldn't go that way.
And Anthony Gordon hardly received the ball in the first
Exactly.
half.
Mark Gahey naturally plays on the left side, so he's used to receiving the ball from the right hand side and going out to the left. But that just wasn't there, which is why we hardly saw anything down that left hand side. But yeah, I would have started Mark Gahey and I would have started Rashford for sure. They would have been my first two not on the team sheet, but they're the two that I would have started.
So you would have started with Rashford on the left. What about the other side? Would you have started with Noni?
Yeah, probably, because Saka, I'm not sure. I don't know how fit Saka is.
Okay. Looked good when he come on, though.
Looked really good. Looked like hungry.
Yeah.
But that's a good problem you've got. But at the end of the day, the quality shone through second half. Even though there were moments towards the end of the second half, before Rashford scored, I was thinking, oh my goodness, they're on top again. They're starting to move the ball. They're getting into their rhythm. Their substitutions made a big difference. But then Rashford comes on and just does what
History beckons for Scotland tonight in Boston. A win against Morocco takes them into the World Cup knockouts for the first time ever. And captain Andy Robertson says they have the best fans in the world.
They just carry themselves so well, and I think just every city they go in and every people they meet, they just fall in love with them, and that's the biggest compliment I can give them. But, you know, on Saturday they were magnificent for us in the stadium as well, and I know they'll be the same again.
Much to Jim White's dismay, though, Fabian Hurtzler's backing Morocco.
I think that they have really good togetherness in their squad. They played really good AFCON, and now I think they're ranked 7th in the FIFA world ranking list, so I think we have to take them serious, and I'm really impressed by them.
Achraf Hakimi is expected to lead out his team later. Today, French prosecutors have confirmed he will stand trial for rape for an allegation in 2023. Elsewhere, Mary Earps has signed for London City Lionesses, and England winger Emmanuel Faye-Rebozo will start for Exeter in tomorrow's Gallagher Prem final versus Northampton Saints. He's returned less than 3 weeks after jaw surgery after an injury against Leicester Tigers.
Good morning, everyone. It's 7:36. You're waking up with the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein. My hair looks amazing today. Gabby Agbonlahor hit, hasn't he? And Arnold Clark, who are celebrating a massive summer of football. Buy a used car in June and you'll be entered into their weekly draw to win the cost of it back. My hair does look great today, right?
It does look. What have you done differently, mate?
I had it cut last week, so when I've had it cut, the week I've had it cut, it always looks great in the morning. Yeah, like next week will be a bit of a struggle, then I have to have it cut again.
It's a nice problem to have, isn't it? Where you've got too much hair and you like...
I've got too much hair, yeah.
Not many people have got that problem, mate.
It's getting better as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
All thanks to Goldstein's Golden Paste, StamonBarber.com. Right, time now to look at all the golf action from the US Open with Prostate Cancer UK.
US Open review on talkSPORT with Prostate Cancer UK. Take on 72 holes of golf in one epic day and help save lives with every swing. Search the big golf race now.
So it was Wyndham Clark's time as he bagged his second US Open. talkSPORT's golf correspondent Rupert Bell can tell us more.
Well, Wyndham Clark managed to hold his nerve, having started the day with a 6-shot lead and having to contend with a lot of barracking from the spectators, with reports of one or two having to be evicted for some of the comments they were directing at him. But he managed to put that all beside him as he held his nerve after a very shaky start. But, as I say, he got it together at the start of the back nine. One or two wobbles over the final few holes, but in the end was able to secure victory by just one shot, as Sam Burns produced an excellent final round in the testing conditions. A 67 left him at 3 under par. Elsewhere, Scotty Scheffler playing alongside Clark never really got it going. His putter was particularly cold. From a British perspective, Tyrrell Hatton finished the best place of the British Challenge with an excellent 67 from the Englishman, leaving him at 1 over par. But it was Wyndham Clark who ends up winning the trophy for the second time.
Thank you, Rupert. That was a look back at the US Open with Prostate Cancer UK. You can sign up to the Big Golf Race Challenge, and if you raise over £300, you'll be entered into their prize draw to win a golfing holiday to Aphrodite Hills, Cyprus, for you and 3 minutes. How great does that sound? Search Big Golf Race for all the details and T's and C's.
US Open review on talkSPORT with Prostate Cancer UK. Raise money, win prizes, and help save men's lives with every swing. Search the Big Golf Race now.
I'm playing later today, actually. Half one tee off. West Essex, best club in the world. Playing there with my mate Darren. Can't wait for that.
Just 2 years.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Who wins?
We're very clear. He's a little bit better than me, but it's very clear when you play
points. On it though, can you beat him?
Oh yeah. I fancy a good day. You know, before you don't play golf, but before you get to the first, you think I've got a sub 90 in me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Not like Laura when she thinks she can go 106.
Is today the sort of day that a buggie's a must?
No, I take my
really
my Stewart golf trolley, which follows me about.
Oh, you got someone. Really? Have you?
No, it's a golf trolley that follows me about. So I put the remote in my pocket and it just goes where I go.
You live in a different world.
I do.
You live in a different world.
I do.
You've earned it though.
I have it. Thanks, Gav. High five,
mate.
Thanks,
You've earned that life.
25 years in showbiz. Right, if you're just waking up, Cape Verde got another sensational draw against Uruguay. Salah fired Egypt to a 3-1 win against New Zealand. But now, after Spain's embarrassment last week at the hands of Cape Verde, they got their World Cup back on track with a 4-0 win against Saudi Arabia. Lamine Yamal has arrived at the World Cup, 45 minutes of brilliance and a goal. So did he prove that this could be his World Cup? Delighted to say our Spanish football expert, Pep Clotet, joins us now. Pep, good morning to you.
Good morning, Pep.
Good morning, Andy and Gabby. How are you doing?
Sir.
Good. Are you a golfer? Do you play golf, Pep?
My dad does a lot. I played a couple of times, but I don't go usually. I would like to because, but of course, you can't play really in the summer here in Spain because we are now around 40.
Ooh.
But I do know that why do you have to play Spain if you can come to England to play golf, which I think is much better.
How old are you? I think it's an age thing. How old are you, Pep?
49.
Have you got kids?
Yeah, a couple.
Oh, you should listen. The secret is, right, that's why we play golf, to get away from the wife and kids for 5 hours. All right?
That could work. Yeah.
Go and get my advice. Go and get some golf clubs this afternoon. Right, let's talk about Spain and their performance. What did you make of that performance? Because it was one that I think all Spanish fans were desperate to see, certainly after the first one, and it sort of feels like they've arrived at the World Cup now.
Yeah, your lecture, I mean, your introduction is absolutely right. I think there was a lot of nervous feelings after the first game from Spain, where the team played slow, allowed a very sloppy draw against Cabo Verde. I think Spain had better opportunities to score, but they didn't manage to secure the win. And there was a lot of speculation regarding Spain. So it looks like everyone went from heaven to hell, after that game. Good for yesterday because it was a strong performance, much more a direct Spanish side, much more looking to attack, to go forward. And as you said, absolutely right. Yamal got himself into the spotlight of the team, carried the team forward. Is very dangerous when it comes on the attacking side of the team. But I think Spain still miss a proper goal scorer with quality and with consistency. I see, for example, England, Argentina, France a little step ahead. And here in Spain, the situation is that now much more relaxed after yesterday. But we start to feel that even we have a good team, good to contend until the end, I believe. It depends a lot on our ability to go forward, play quick, a little bit more direct, rather than focus on a slow possession game.
Pep, I thought Lamine Yamal was fantastic right from the first minute as well, where he pushes the defender over and taking 2-3 defenders on. I thought it was fantastic. Lamine Yamal, you want to see. And what stood out for me, though, was how Spain were able to take Lamine Yamal off at half-time because of his injury he's had. But the subs that come on during the game, I mean, Merino, Ruiz, Williams, Pino, Torres, all coming on into the game. It shows the amount of quality Spain have in that squad.
Yes, absolutely. And youth, because they're all really young players. But they do have a similar level when it comes to, you can make subs, and the quality of the team doesn't drop much. But Yamal was in a certain way, it was deterministic because with that first half that he had, with that especially that 20 minutes, set up the pace of the game and secure the victory for Spain. Possibly the others are really good players, but they have to be on a best day to be able to produce that. I think Spain will be very dependent at the moment with Yamal. We do have a very strong midfielder still with Pedri and Rodri, but you need to win in the World Cup because we're seeing a lot of the teams who are on paper are not favorites. You see how on every World Cup they stay very defensive and put things very difficult for their position. You need players that can take people on 1v1, that can create chances by themselves. And that's, at the moment, the flagship is Yamal,
Pep, listen, before we let you go, we spoke to you last week before England's first game. I know that you gave Bellingham his debut at Birmingham, and we got your views as to how you think he'll do in the World Cup. Obviously, he played against Croatia. I'm just curious as to what you made of his performance.
Well, I think Jude. At least here in Spain, everyone is talking about the importance of Harry Kane at this moment for England. But I think Jude is clearly one of the leaders. He knows how to play in these games. That's going to be very important, especially as the tournament progresses on. And in general, I like England more in this World Cup than I was liking it on the build-up to the World Cup, which I see a lot of, which I like it as well before. But I'm always a very serious better for the English performance. I really believe it's a time where all the work on the youth players that the English FA and all the clubs have put into these young players, they're starting to come to good fruit. And I think Jude is in my opinion, of course, humble opinion, is a key piece for that team because he knows how to handle himself in important games, and he always knows how to perform at least on a 7, on a 8 consistently. And I think he's becoming one of the leaders as well.
Yeah,
it's important for him to be there.
I agree. Pep, always a pleasure. Make sure you go and get some golf clubs today. You'll thank me later. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Pep. Take care of yourself. There you go, Spanish
Thank
football
you.
manager.
You too. Cheers.
Our pleasure.
Can I squeeze something in review though, just quickly? 10 seconds.
Look at Ollie. Look, he says no. Hit the music. Still to come on the breakfast show. Quickly, hit the music, Ed. Quick.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Go big on landscaping with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need at travisperkins.co.uk.
You have to tell me in the break. Yes, we're all aboard the England build-up So tomorrow's game against Ghana, we'll hear from Ollie Watkins and discuss what changes we would make from the lineup against Croatia. Declan Rice's fitness, big story this morning. Should we rest him until the knockout stage? Gabby will give us his thoughts. If you want to have your say, England fans, get dialing now, 03717223344. Can we cope without Declan Rice? I say yes, we can. What do you think? 03717223344. Get dialing now. That was our breakfast preview. Thanks to Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. From fence panels to decking or paving packs to topsoil, Travis Perkins has all your landscaping needs covered.
Just chatting off air about Terry Venables and Euro 96. You're getting Euro 96 vibes already.
Well, I'm getting England-Holland Euro 96 vibes, 100%, because, I was very fortunate enough to know Terry, as I'm sure you two did. And, I asked him about that game. We used to do a show together on Saturdays on the radio about football. And, he said, I just threw 7 forwards on. Everybody could play in attack. Even the sort of back four, we were very sort of front-footed thinking. And he said, don't worry about how many goals they're going to score. Just score more goals than them. And then you have them on the back foot and they can't get out of their own half anyway. Yeah. And you were there for England-Holland at Wembley Stadium. I was there when the scoreboard said England 4, Holland 0. I mean, they did score a goal, but we did see 4-0 for a while. And last night was very, very reminiscent of that, and they talk about total football. That was as close as we got. And, I'm fascinated by managers and what they say and what makes the difference between an Alex Ferguson and an Arsene Wenger and a Thomas Tuchel compared to the others. Ancelotti, I know you're a big fan of, and he's been on the show. Yeah. And it's great, isn't it, the thing about Tuchel is he's just saying what he thinks. Even right before the game, he's saying, well, we're going to do this because they're going to do that. And if they're watching, they know what he's going to do. But he's so organised in a way that's sort of, quite off-putting for the opposition, I would imagine. And then Harry Kane does a Thomas Tuchel after the match because he tells you exactly what Tuchel told them at half time, which was basically, lads, I thought we had a deal here. You're just you're gonna play like you don't care, like you're back in the playground, and in the first half you didn't do that, boys. We had an agreement. Can we just go out and do that? And they all went, oh yeah, we remember. And they just went out, and it was just a different game. And I was, as you can hear, I was very excited about it.
It's a bit like Take On Me. Nothing like, is it? 7:51. Good morning, everyone. This is the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein, and Gabby Agbonlahor. Right, some of the headlines this Monday morning. Bukayo Saka has trained with the England squad to provide a fitness boost to Thomas Tuchel before their second World Cup match against Ghana. Obviously live on talkSPORT. Last night, Mohamed Salah fired Egypt to a 3-1 win against New Zealand, their first World Cup win. And Cape Verde got another draw against Uruguay. And Belgian winger Jeremy Doku has revealed that he could leave the World Cup to be at the birth of his first child. That sparked quite a reaction online after comments from a television presenter in France. Here to tell us his view and what the latest is, our very own Max Scott.
Good morning.
Who's
Good morning,
childless.
Max.
You don't have any kids.
I am childless. I've got my own views on this, but let me give you the facts of it first. Right. Jeremy Doku, by the way, has got a respiratory infection, so he didn't play. He didn't play in that draw against Iran. His wife Shireen's due to give birth in the second week of July, which is when the quarterfinals would be. Now, the way Belgium are playing, they're probably not going to get that far anyway. So there's a bit of confected outrage here. All Doku said is, "It's my first child. I would definitely want to be there. No one wants to miss the birth of their first child." Now, a French journalist from L'Equipe, whose name is France Pierron, has caused outrage with her response. She said live on television, "You have to realise that it's truly a privilege to participate in a World Cup. It's an incredible joy. Hundreds of footballers would kill to be in your place. It might never happen again in your life. And you're going to leave all that to be present for the birth of your child." And she says, which is a disgusting moment, excuse my language, where the father is useless. He's just an extra.
God. Wow.
It's a good point. I mean, we are useless. We are, if anything, we just moan.
Wow.
I had to have gas and air when my wife was giving birth to her first.
Why? She was holding you, squeezing your hand too hard.
No, because as a man, you just forget to eat. You just stand there and you do everything that you can. And then I just sort of...
You just said you were useless, and now you're saying you're standing there doing
I was getting things like, do you want me to get there? Do you want me to get that? Do you want some food? Do you want me to order this? Do you want me to... And then you just forget
laborious work for you.
You've not become a father. And until that moment happens, and I hope it does, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the disgusting comments. I think, like, a lot of men would want to be there, 100%. Yes, you're at a World Cup, I get it. For you, what you says as well, Belgium won't be in the quarterfinal anyway, Belgium. They're horrendous at the moment. Doku's probably thinking family before anything. That's how it should be.
Yeah. I kind of think, who are we to say what he should or shouldn't do in such a personal moment of his life? This France Pierron, this television broadcaster, has apologised. She said, "My intention was never to minimise the place or role of fathers with their partners and children."
I bet she'll be there at the birth of her first.
Exactly. She has to be on the show, mate. Hi.
Yeah, no, that was...
I know.
Interestingly, though, something that went under the radar, Norwegian defender Leo Ostergaard, he became a father for the first time just a couple of days ago. He watched it on FaceTime. He decided, obviously, not to go back.
Who's holding the camera?
Maybe the mum.
I don't understand that.
Where are they? I've got to let you go, because look at the producers having kittens. Look at him. Look at him. Look at his little face. All he's going nuts over there. What? Used to be calm and collected. Now he's so much to squeeze in. We
can't talk about it.
I've got to let you go, Max. Sorry, mate.
What's going on?
I know. I've got to literally cut you short.
That's all right, mate.
Get out. Sorry, Max. There should be some sad music. Look what you made me do. Look. Nothing to do with me. Look. It's his fault. Go and have a pop at him when you walk through the door. More from... Oh, I feel terrible now. Almost like the birth of my first child I'm going to be because he walks out the... by the way, this wasn't scheduled, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you miss the birth of your first child, 03717 223344. Let's see what excuses you blokes have got. I was in the pub. All right, if you missed the birth of your first child, I would love to hear from you. 03717 223344. Right, one of the stories that's been rumbling on during the World Cup has been Ben Stokes and his future as England captain. He missed the second test against New Zealand, but will return to the squad for the decider next week. For more on this, on what's become a real mess for the English cricket and the Chiefs, the ECB, we're joined now by two-time Ashes winner, someone that I know would never miss the birth of any of his kids. Steve Harmison. Morning, Harmy.
Good morning, Gab. Good morning, Andy. I missed the birth of my second child. I was in Australia. I was 10,000 miles away. So I was there for the first,
you're
but
disgrace.
not for the second.
Yeah, you're disgrace.
There for the fourth.
You've got to get back on.
Absolute disgrace. Can I ask, did you, when you knew you were going on that plane, did you think it could be any day, or was the child really early?
No, Abby was born during she was born the day before we lost the Ashes in the third test match.
It's her fault.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, she's never let me forget it since. I mean, it's cost me a fortune because I wasn't there, but never mind. Honestly, it's a special thing, and I think you have to be there.
Yeah.
I'm very, very strong on that, but never mind. And I think you're right when you said. Actually, you can't really say that. You know, it's a mess. The England cricket team's a mess. We're talking about birth of children,
Yes.
and this cricket story is a mess. It really is. I don't know where to start, where to finish, or where to go with it. Ben Stokes, how he can, he walked back into the dressing room on the sort of eve of the third Test match. He decided a big Test match against New Zealand, and you remember, boys, 7 days ago. About Monday night last week, there was talk of Ben Stokes retiring. Talk of him retiring for the simple fact that it sounds like that when he gave his version of the events, his bosses didn't believe him because the McCullum Key media frenzy of what they said in the build-up sounded as though Ben was in a dark place. It sounded as though he was obviously he broke team protocols and everything that goes with it. And the regulator, who has been an independent body, has come out and said, no, you can pick these guys again. And these two had nothing to do with just all of them has broke the team protocol and been in the wrong place at the wrong time. That, I think, for Ben Stokes to walk back in as captain, looking across the room, it could be a couple of tricky hours of conversations to get everything back.
Harmy, you know what I would do if I was Ben Stokes, right? We need Ben Stokes more than we need Brendan McCullum, right? If I was Ben Stokes, I would say I'm coming back when I get an apology from Brendan McCullum.
It's a difficult one because Brendan McCullum is going off a set of facts that he's got to try and make his mind up. And there's a huge trust between McCullum and Stokes over 4 years, which is not as strong as it once was. I've got my views on it on Brendan McCullum. I think he should have gone after the Ashes.
Yeah.
I think his team culture is what's got England in a position that six of his starting Test players have had issues with alcohol in the last 10 months and been reprimanded for it. I don't think it's a very, very good culture, and I think it's one that I think if ECB had made a strong decision in January and let McCullum go, I'm not saying this wouldn't have happened, but I think England team might have been on a different path.
But when you said about that he didn't know the facts, Brendan McCullum, the story's changing every day. Like now we're hearing that Ben Stokes was under the impression that he was allowed to go out. The curfew wasn't in place after that test, right? So my point is that Brendan McCullum, they waited a long time to come out with any statement. The ECB, they could have sat down with him, got him on the phone or FaceTime, whatever, and got to the bottom of it within 24 hours, and then come out and make a statement. They've literally hung him out to dry. I think Ben Stokes has got all the cards here. I really do. I think he needs a big apology from the ECB and Brendan McCullum.
All over the media.
It's disgusting. You can't treat one of our greatest ever players like this. I think it's disgusting. I really do, Harmy.
I think the problem you've got is Ben broke. There is a team curfew in place for during the Test matches because of ill discipline. So there's a problem inside the group.
I get that.
So if you've got that curfew, whether Ben thinks it shouldn't be in place during the end of Test match, Gus Atkinson, I'm not sure if Gus Atkinson was staying at home or not, but he didn't think there was a team curfew because it was a home Test match. It was in his own city, and I'm not sure if he went home that night rather than go back to the team hotel. So surely there's not a curfew about you going home and staying in your own bed. But irrespective of all that stuff, England cricket team needs Ben Stokes. I think Ben Stokes has shown this week his leadership that the cricket dressing room is not singing from the same hymn sheet, and I think they need to get that sorted out more than anything else. Ben Stokes needs to apologise. He needs to apologise for bringing some ill discipline or attention towards the group that they didn't need. But I think he's been harshly treated by some parts of the media, by Brendan McCullum, by the England hierarchy. That I'm only guessing here, but I think they didn't believe him and said what they said at the start of the week, which is now when the regulator, the independent body, has done their homework on it and they've got all the facts. That Ben holds a little bit more cards than he did at the start of last week.
Harmy,
and then you've got a dressing room. Dressing room, as Gabby knows.
Yep.
Dressing rooms are difficult. difficult places when there's fractions in there, and it looks as though there might be some in that England cricket dressing room.
Harmy, I would love to continue this chat, but sadly it's just gone out. I'm going to get in a world of trouble. But next time, I'm going to say to my producer, only Harmy in this part of the show, so we can have that chat.
Appreciate you, mate.
But thanks for coming on, man.
No boys, but see you, boy. See you later.
That story's going to run and run. I could talk about that for
That's
ages.
the latest I've ever seen someone break.
All right, shut up. Coming up, we'll turn our attention to England. They face Ghana. It's live on talkSPORT. We'll talk about Declan Rice, 03717 223344. Lots coming up between now and 10. It's the breakfast show. It's just coming up to 8 o'clock. Your watches are all wrong.
Simon, from Southgate to Tuchel, was this the front-footed difference that you have been wishing?
Oh, definitely. I mean, for a number of reasons, for the reasons that Brad's laid out in terms of the substitutions, from the manner in which this is rock and roll football. This is what we saw with Jurgen Klopp in the second half. Interesting that Tuchel needs to have a reinforcement at half-time, because you would have assumed that that conversation had happened before the game and that they were told to get on the front foot before the game. And England looked quite nervous when they started, and they weren't, for the first 5 or 10 minutes, I thought they weren't really at it. You know, I think the performance in the second half, I was sitting next to Brad, and he was saying to me, and I think I'm right in quoting him, is that this is the best attacking formation or attacking performance that we've seen in the World Cup so far, in terms of the way that they put it upon the Croatians. Whatever we may have created in the media about how old this Croatian team is, Troy was saying off air that the average age of the Croatians is 28 and a half, whereas our team is 27. We've been walking around under the impression this is a dad's army, just because you've got Luka Modric. So they're not mugs. You know, I think we could have done better with the goals, but notwithstanding that, you know, whatever lessons we think we need to learn defensively, Tuchel will learn them and they'll make some adjustments. But offensively, if you look at that performance, that is as good as you want an England side to play. It's as good as an England side has played on the front foot for a very, very long time. And you look at it, and 4-2 flatters the Croatians to some extent, because England could have had 6 in the second half. So I think it's a great marker. It's a great start to the tournament. It's what the public will want to see. Tuchel is hiding his light behind a bushel, because I would imagine he was very strong in the dressing room at half-time to wake a few people up, because you saw it, they came out of the traps like men possessed. Yeah. You know, they scored the perfect cure to a goal just before half-time is a goal directly after half-time. And that's exactly what England got.
I also thought as well, sorry, I know you got to go to break.
No problem.
In 1994, FIFA looked at the United States and said, yes, this is the perfect place for a World Cup. To the average US sports fan, a 0-0 draw sounded less like a sporting event and more like a coding error. The greatest show on earth coming to town would soon change that. Because it was America, they didn't just host the World Cup, they supersized it. The opening ceremony was like a Super Bowl halftime show and saw Diana Ross miss a penalty from 6 yards out, wide of a goal designed to collapse as the ball hit the net. Despite the miss, the goal collapsed anyway. Classic Hollywood. When the matches started, something weird happened. Americans actually showed up. Sure, half the crowd were probably wondering when the quarterbacks were coming on, but the energy was infectious. The cultural mashup was glorious. International fans arrived expecting traditional football fare and found stadiums pumping out star-spangled scoff snacks. For the US, nothing said the beautiful game quite like a processed platter. And the heat. Games were played in blistering midday sun to please European TV audiences. Players were practically melting on the pitch, while fans in the stands were getting sunburns shaped like replica jerseys. Can you imagine the tan lines if England were there? Nightmare. On the pitch, we got pure theatre. Bebeto's baby rocking celebration, Maradona's last international hurrah, and ultimately a final that ended in the most American way possible, a dramatic shootout, with Baggio launching his penalty straight into the California stratosphere. To this day, 1994 remains the most attended World Cup in history. The total for the 52 games, 3.5 million. That's an average of 68,000 per game. America didn't just survive the invasion of a foreign sport, it birthed Major League Soccer because of it. Beckham, Messi, they don't go if it wasn't for USA 94. Turns out all it took to hook the States on the world's game was a little bit of 90s magic and a whole lot of nacho cheese.
Morning, everyone. Sorry if you're late for work. It's my fault. It's 7 minutes past 8. It's the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark by Used Car Now upgrade event and get 2 years free servicing plus the chance to win the cost of it back this June. Now, if you're on with us at 6 o'clock, you'll know that I asked Gabby how his weekend was, and you told us that you were off Friday. You meant to drive you off because you went to the hospital. You weren't very well.
Yeah. But what lightened it up for me, mate, was it took about 5-6 hours to get a CT scan. But finally I got in, no problems. Right. I go in, 2 guys in there.
The footballer?
God's sake. No, finish. 2 guys in there, right, and great midfielder, Blackburn, Turkish international, great goals as well.
Yeah, good hair.
Oh,
nice
long hair.
Yeah, lovely.
And he's asking me his questions, mate, while I'm laid down on the scanner.
Oh, he worked there. He was one of the nurses there, yeah.
And he's gone, ask me all these questions and answer them. His last question was, could you be pregnant?
What?
I swear, mate. He's gone, could you be pregnant? I said to him, I hope not. And the other guy was laughing his head off, right, and turned around and was laughing. But the main guy was being serious, and he's gone, no, I need an answer. So I thought he was joking. So I've gone, well, I don't think so, but I could do a test afterwards if you'd like. And he still wasn't laughing. He's gone, I'll put that down as no then. And he's gone, go on then, in you go. And done this CT scan, mate. I was like, these questions, Andy.
Were you pregnant?
I looked down at my stomach and I thought, yeah, early stages. 6 weeks.
Is that really where we are in the world now?
Mate,
I have to ask a man if you're pregnant.
Honestly, mate, like, it was a bit of a weird day, but like that actually made me laugh, mate. Because I was sat there ready to go for this CT scan. I'm like, did you just say it? He's been deadly serious.
Wow.
Like, we have to ask.
What are you going to call it?
I don't know, Gabriel Jr. So I thought I'd fill you in with that, mate.
That is bizarre, isn't it?
So if you go for a CT scan, guys, you'll get asked if you're pregnant, mate.
Yeah.
What would you say? I think you would.
Not again.
I hope not.
You just can't trust women, can you? Right.
Let's move on quickly before we get cancelled.
Oh, yeah. There'll be lots of people campaigning outside. Right, a reminder of yesterday's World Cup results if you're just waking up. Spain beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. Lamine Yamal got his first goal of the tournament to give Spain the first 3 points. Belgium 0-0 against Iran. Uruguay 2-2 with Cape Verde, the 63rd ranked nation, backed up their opening point against Spain with another impressive draw. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Are you massaging the baby?
Stroking my baby.
Well, that sounds wrong. New Zealand 1, Egypt 3. Mohamed Salah off the mark for the World Cup. Right. It's a new week, and that means England are back in action in Group L. The Three Lions head to Massachusetts to take on Ghana. Massachusetts. I bet you can't spell that. You want to go for that?
No way.
No, me neither. I've got it in front of me as well. To take on Ghana tomorrow night. Should you be drinking that in your situation? You all right with that? Careful, mate. You've not had any fish, have you? If you're pregnant?
No.
Okay.
I'm watching what I eat, mate.
It's live on talkSPORT. Knowing a win will guarantee qualification as group winners. Lots has been made about the fitness or lack of for Declan Rice. He came off during the win over Croatia. He's played 63 matches this season and admitted that he's been nursing a hammy for the last 6 months, England legend Stuart Pearce, who coached Rice at West Ham, discussed Rice's fitness and his role at the World Cup.
It's a great challenge for him. You know, he's a team player, always has been magnificent as a team player. You take him off, he's not going into himself and sulking, you know. He'll see the greater good and the reasoning behind it. And if he's got anything about him that I think he has, when he's had bad moments at West Ham, when he was on his ascendancy, he'll embrace them and make him a better player.
For more reaction from Stuart Pearce, you can check out the World Cup Daily Podcast. Who play? I don't have a problem if Rice is injured tomorrow. Even if he's got a little niggle, I would not play him. That's why we've got a squad, right?
Of course.
Who'd you bring in? Is it Henderson? What do you do?
You could bring Henderson, or you could just play Bellingham next to Anderson and Rodgers as a 10.
Yeah.
I'm not being, no offence to Ghana, some very good players.
I totally agree. How
watching
strong is
Ghana
that?
in their first game, they're nothing to worry about. And that's just being as respectful as I can be about the Ghana side. We should not be playing anybody who's got a niggle. If it's Saka, if it's Rice, we've got the squad of players.
Even Kane in these games.
Yeah, okay, Watkins, you're in. Because every other team's doing it.
Yeah.
Look at Neymar, he's gone. He's not ready. Okay, wait till you're ready. Rafinha is now out to the latter stages. They're keeping him there to see if he's ready for the late stages of the tournament. Lamine Yamal come off because I played longer. You've had a niggle before the tournament. Let's take you off. It's all about managing the squad in a World Cup that's so long.
Yeah. Would you say out of the three, out of Rice, Bellingham and Kane, Rice is third on that list for most important players? I know that sounds wrong because he's so important to England, but would you rather lose him or Bellingham or him or Kane?
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think like Bellingham is that guy who's gonna get those important goals. We've seen what he's done in the Euros as well. Harry Kane, you cannot be without Harry Kane. But Declan Rice, like you says, we used to have no problems against Ghana and definitely no problems against Panama.
Yeah.
Mexico, if we get them in the last 32, yes, with the conditions, it'll be a tough game. But still, and what's Mexico? They're not a team that you should be scared of.
No, I agree.
Do you know what I mean? I said it before the Croatia game. Our Croatian fans messaged him on Instagram saying, "You disgrace, how dare you?" And look what happened in the game. It was comfortable at times. So it should be.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the talent that we've got, mate.
Yeah, abundance of it. So when Rice went off against Croatia, Bellingham, of course, went deeper. Rodgers came on. Ollie Watkins sat down with talkSPORT's Faker Others to discuss his Villa teammate, Morgan Rodgers.
Morgan can go to the very top. You've seen what he can do in a short space of time, in 18 months, how he's developed and you know, started to perform at that top level, which has got him all the recognition that he deserves. And I think he's got his head on his shoulders at the end of the day. I think he's an intelligent guy who's hardworking and very confident in his own ability. And yeah, I think he can go to the very top. So yeah, it speaks for himself.
Listen, that's why we have a squad, right? And the fact that you've got Rodgers and Watkins waiting to come in.
Eze waiting.
That's good, right?
Mainoo waiting.
But they'll know, right? Yeah. When you're a player like that, no disrespect to Rodgers and Watkins, they probably know they're not going to be first 11.
Yes. But you've got Mainoo as well.
Yes, right. That's a very good point.
Fantastic midfielder that could come straight in if you wanted a proper midfielder in there. But we should have no issues, mate. This is not a tough group. It really isn't. It's not a group of death. Ghana, some very good players, but as a group of 11, we were a lot stronger.
Yeah.
So I think Declan Rice, get yourself on that treatment table, massages, rest, get yourself into the whatever you need from the physios. If you've got a slight hamstring injury, mate, you're only a slight sprint away from pulling it and being out of the tournament. Hamstrings
Give him a
aren't
week
mess
off.
with, mate.
Give him a week off.
Yeah, I'd rather calves or thighs, hamstrings. Like once that goes, you're out the tournament. Game over.
I agree. Coming up now, this is going to be fun because after Jeremy Doku said he's going to leave the World Cup for the birth of his child, I then said, if you miss the birth of your first child, phone up 03717 223344. When I asked Scotland fans to phone up and tell me they can beat Brazil, not one call. When I asked you lot out there if you missed the birth of your first child, full switchboard. So we'll be taking calls in just a moment. I'm told by our producer, Posh Ollie, or Polly as I like to call him, that the first call we're taking is, these are his words, unbelievable. All right? You do not
Looking forward to that. And also I found out that I can't have a coffee because Costa have got us a coffee because I already had one.
Yeah.
And if you're pregnant, you can't have more than one coffee a day.
Okay, we don't want to risk that. You might be pregnant.
Yeah, so I don't want to risk
That's the news you're waking up to this morning, that we don't know categorically if Gabby Agbonlahor is not pregnant.
Do a test?
We'll do a test at 10, all right? We'll have the results in tomorrow's show. 03717 223344. He might be having a baby. But next we'll find out what happened when you had one and you weren't there. Benny and I were talking about that in great detail on yesterday's show, about whether or not he should start, how much game time he should have. Because it's Cristiano Ronaldo, I think there's so much pressure on the manager, Roberto Martinez, to pick him, to start him, etc. What's your view on a situation like that? What do you do, Rio?
Well, Roberto Martinez is paid the money to make this decision, and I think it's the way that he handles that. It will be key. I think if he was going to attempt to kind of take Cristiano Ronaldo out of the team, I think it's all about the narrative. I think it's all about approaching him and going, listen, if he thinks this is how I'll do it. We've got a better chance of winning it for you coming on with 30 minutes to go when the opposition are tired, when their limbs are all weary, lactic acid is building up in all these players' legs, and they see Cristiano Ronaldo warming up on the side, and you come on and terrorise them and capitalise on that in the latter stages of the games. Do you think anyone's going to be bothered when you lift that trophy as our captain? No. So here we go. You're going to start some games, but then some you're not going to start, but that's part of the plan. And at 41 years old, I'm sure that Cristiano would understand that because, listen, we all know, Benny, you're the same. When we were getting older, things weren't working as quickly, as smoothly as they once were. But there's no denying the guy's potent. When the ball drops in the box, if you had three players to the top three players in the world for the ball to drop to, he'd be one of the guys you wanted to drop to even still now because he's that potent. He's got almost 1,000 goals. But listen, if it was down to me, I think I would take that same approach I just mentioned there. I'd pull him in and out of games depending on the opponents. And I'd just have to make sure that I talk to him and make sure he understands that. But one thing I would say when I watched him, I think a lot of blame and a lot of people are pointing the finger at Cristiano. I don't think the actual service into him was great either.
It's Stevie Wonder, 20 past 8, it's a breakfast show. Me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor. I think I'm right in saying Stevie Wonder wrote this tune when one of his kids was born.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's why he wrote it, yeah.
That's why Ed chose him, mate.
That's probably better.
Well done, Edward. Well done. Good job.
It was, that's why you chose it, okay. The reason we're playing that, I'm sure you know, Belgian winger Jeremy Doku revealed that he could leave the World Cup to be at the birth of his first child. That sparked quite a reaction online. But what we want to know is why you missed the birth of your first.
Shocking.
03717223334. I'm told, I don't want to big it up too much. I'm told this is a very good call.
Okay.
Trevor joins us. Morning, Trev.
Good morning, Trev.
All right, lads. Morning.
How are you?
I'm all right. Just on my way to work.
Okay. How many kids have you got?
Just the one.
And
That'll do.
And you missed the birth of he or she?
He was born last summer. Beautiful little boy he is.
Yeah.
And, it was just like, we're just up from Plymouth, just in the hospital of Plymouth, Derriford, and me and my wife were there, and she's obviously, pushing away on that. And it was just the two of us. It was fine. It was all right. Not obviously romantic, is it? But then my mother-in-law's turned up, and I thought, here we go. And it's like, I just thought I need to go and get myself a bite to eat because I can't bear to be in a room with a woman. So I thought I'd just pop outside, and I knew me missus was close. She was pushing and all that, but you never know how long it's going to be. And I was a little bit hungry, so I just jumped in a taxi outside the hospital and took myself down to the Barbican in Plymouth, and I was starving, so I got myself. I just queued in this Oggy pasty shop, which is, I don't know if you know Plymouth.
Yeah, you got to eat, mate. Got to eat.
Top pasties in there, so I just got in the queue, and it's a summer's day. It was boiling. There was loads of people queuing, and I just got, here we go. I'm starving here. I need to sort myself out. So got a queue, and next minute I'm in the queue, and my phone's ringing, and it's her, isn't it, the old mother-in-law, and she's saying, "Where are you?" And Mrs. is screaming in the background. I'm thinking, I can't be dealing with that. So I said, "Yeah, I'll be there. I'm on my way. Just in the toilet, just getting a bit of food and all that." And you do the thing like, "Do you want anything?" And she's like, "Do I want anything?" I won't say what she said, but I thought I can't be going back there. So I just got myself a pasty, and then there was a pub on the corner called the Navy, so I just went there and had a cider and had my pasty and a bit of peace. And then by the time I got back, the old baby was wrapped up and happy days.
Looking like a pasty, ironically. So you missed the birth of your first child to eat a pasty?
Effectively, yeah. I just couldn't deal with the old mother-in-law. She was there, and
difficult, mate.
You've done the right thing. You've done the right thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was beautiful down in that summer's day in Plymouth, just sitting out there looking at the sea, having my pasty and my pint, and the missus is obviously giving it 100%. Fair enough, and we're divorced now, though. To be fair.
Are you?
We are divorced. Yeah, we're divorced. So I'm a free man, free agent. Ladies, if you're listening.
Oh.
Trevor's done that.
You've really sold yourself.
Yeah.
Ladies,
I'm sure
if you're listening,
queuing up, mate.
Lady, do you honestly think that ladies listening to that going, he sounds like the man for me?
Treat you to a pasty and a pint. Come on now.
That's amazing. What a great call. Thanks for that, Trev.
Mate, imagine, mate. Gets to the hospital, full stomach, picks the baby up and leaves.
Ladies, if you're listening.
Mrs. has done all the work, and he just goes, "Come on, son, let's go home."
Come on, I've had enough. I've got time for one more.
The mother-in-law will stay with the missus.
Let's go to Rob. That's going to be hard to beat. Hello, Rob.
Hello, Rob.
Morning, chaps. You all right?
You're right, mate.
That's hard to beat, that story, Rob.
This is even better. So the missus sat next to me, 1990.
A weird name.
We were with my daughter's birth to my daughter.
Yeah.
And we got Germany either in the quarters or semi-final, and the best striker in the Midlands ever to play for England, Steve DeBullio, was going to be playing. So I said sorry to the missus. My sister went and watched the birth, and I went and watched the World Cup quarter-final with Steve DeBullio. You weren't bad, Gabby, but you was never a Steve DeBullio.
I agree, mate. I agree. Legend, Steve Bull.
So what game was it? Not against Germany?
I'm sure it was Germany.
Semi-final, that was. Semi-final.
The semi-final. So I said to the missus, I'm ever so sorry about my sister's coming to see you, and I'll go and watch the match.
Do you regret that?
What's that? Do I regret it? Nah.
That's the one where Stuart Pearce and Chris Waddle missed, right?
Yeah, the penalties weren't it?
Yeah. Are you still with her?
With the missus, she sat next to me. Say, morning, Libby.
Oh.
Morning.
Libby, can we speak to you, Libby?
Yeah, I'll forgive him.
Did you mind at the time that he chose England over you?
Yeah.
You did?
Of course.
Okay. It could have been worse. He could have gone out for a pasty.
No, not a pasty.
Libby.
She was on her 8th bottle of gas, and I'd had 2 bottles of gas. So
Libby, Villa fans would never do that. Libby, telling you.
Even pregnant Villa fans.
Thank you for calling. Have a great day, you two.
What's up, man, Rob?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
At least they're together.
Yeah.
How nice is that?
Fair play to her, though.
Yeah.
I don't think many women would forgive, mate.
No, he's got a good one there. He's got to keep her. Right, let's get the latest odds with Coral and Dave Stevens.
The Coral Daily download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to reward the fans this summer. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Morning, Dave.
Morning, Steve-O.
Morning, Andy, Gab. I just need a couple of seconds just to try and work out what's
I
going
don't know,
on
mate.
in the last 15 minutes. So, Gab, congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Are
I'm
you
going to call him Dave.
Are you? Well, that's very nice. Thank you. Are you the mother or the father? Or
Both, I think, mate. I think I'm both.
That was great news. Trevor in the West Country, was that a wind-up?
No, it's real. 100% real.
I'm speechless. That's it.
That's amazing.
Are you surprised in this
Pasty
world,
and a
though,
cider.
Steve-O? Are you surprised in this world we live in that things like this happen?
Not with TalkSport listeners, to be honest.
They are the best.
They are the best. I mean,
Yeah.
the best and the worst, should we say. But
So, Dave, with all that in mind, what are the odds on Gabby having a boy or a girl? What's favourite and the name?
I'm looking down. It could be twins here.
the world we live in, it could be both, couldn't it? So I don't. Anyway, we're veering into very.
We are very. Hold on. You are, not we. You are, Dave. So just
Borderline,
be careful.
Steve-O. Be careful,
Nothing
mate.
to do with us.
You've got a great job there.
Yeah, I just want to point out to our listeners that's Dave Stevens at Coral, everyone. Right, let's get back on track. Let's talk about the World Cup. Outright latest, please.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, just a recap really over the weekend. There was a moment where England were 5-1 second favourites, but Spain came out and obviously scored 4. They've gone back in 5-1. So it was England 11-2 as you were, France 7-2, Argentina 8-1, and obviously France and Argentina both in action. Gab, we'll just go through these. I know you love a draw, but Argentina 2-1 on to beat Austria. The draw 17-5, 6-1 the draw. Lionel Messi, magnificent, obviously, in the first.
I think
odds.
Austria will put up a good fight, but I do fancy Argentina to win 2-3-1.
Messi's odds on to score at any time. No great surprise. Julian Alvarez, 6-4 to score any time. So you're going for an Argentina win in that one. Really looking forward to the Norway, Senegal. I'll pick out now.
Tough one
I
to
feel like
call.
there's going to be goals in this one, Andy, Gab. You feel the same?
Norway, Senegal. Yeah, tough one to call, that is. That could be. I fancy a 2-2 draw in that one, Steve-O.
Fancy the draw at 5-2, 6-5 Norway, 11-5 Senegal. Erling Haaland again, brilliant in the first game, 10-11
Good
scoring
team,
time.
Senegal, though, mate. Good team.
Well, can I ask? I don't know if you've got. I don't want to throw you under a bus. Golden Boot, Erling Haaland. Whereabouts is he on that list? Do you know?
Yeah, he is. Well, this is the thing, because we expect Norway not to go as deep as some of he's 9-1. Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, 11-4 joint favourites. Harry Kane, 3-1. So those three dominate. But I mean, is this a Norway side that is capable of going last 16?
No,
well, no, you don't know. And that's,
I don't.
No, okay.
And that's obviously reflected in why Harling's the price he is compared to the three above him.
And just quickly, Dave, the one we haven't touched on yet, France-Iraq.
Yeah, look, France a huge price. We've seen obviously shocks in this. 12-1 the draw, 25-20 Iraq. France 1-12. Again, Kylian Mbappe long on time to score any time. Again, feels like there's over 3 goals, 5-6. The favourites for a reason. But as I say, Curacao, Cape Verde, Iran, every so often one of these teams pops up.
Steve-O, a team that I think are going to surprise a lot of people, and they already have done, Netherlands, because that was a fantastic performance from them on the weekend.
In terms of, you think they can go all the way?
No, not all the way, but I think they will get far. I really think they will.
16-1.
Japan, Netherlands. Japan done very well as well over the last 2 games. I think they're the teams that you want to sort of miss out on now in the next stage.
Japan 33-1 shots to win it. You're right. Listen, it's such a long way to go, but look, we've had just enough shocks to keep it interesting, and and obviously all leading up to England tomorrow night, which we are odds on to win, but we'll cover that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dave, you've been so good that Gabby just told me you are in contention to be the godfather of the new child. In contention, I didn't say you've got it.
I'm saying nothing more about this, Murph.
As all good godfathers should. Thanks for coming on, Dave. We'll speak to you in a bit.
Cheers, fellas.
Thanks, man. That's going to run, that one. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral 18 plus gambleaware.org. Right, coming up, we'll get Gabby's review from the weekend. And despite beating the Ivory Coast, Gabby was not impressed with Germany. More on that after this. It's bang on 8:30.
The Coral Daily download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here to reward the fans this summer. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
well, we're talking about Arsenal because the press are talking about Arsenal.
Squeezed Arsenal into a World Cup show.
You're about to hear. Are you Arsenal in disguise? In the Daily Mail. Yeah, we're going there. We're going there.
Who's written that? Is that you? Is that by Laura Coke Francis?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's my first line in the Daily
well
Mail.
Done. Congratulations.
The Nation joins Gunners fans in praise of Rice's corners.
Oh, come on. This is... Benty and I were out hobnobbing with the Rich and Famous last night, or maybe Rich and Shameless, and we were talking to Piers Morgan.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he asked the same question about Declan Rice's corners, and I'm like, he's just taking the corner, the fella.
Mate, no.
I love Declan. You know that.
Hey,
but unless you've got Harry Kane running onto it, a corner's only as good as the finish.
No, look at Arsenal been doing all season, and people have criticised Arsenal for that.
You just bullied goalkeepers, just smashed goalkeepers out of the way.
That's so right. So the hypocrisy here is loud and clear. In the Daily Mail, which I've just messed up there, they're calling it dark arts in praise of the dark arts that England have employed at corners, which we've been very vocal about.
We're not doing those corners at the World Cup.
Yeah,
Declan's doing outswingers.
Did you see the amount of... So Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm saying, but when it's an in-swing, everyone's smashing into the keeper. These are outswings. Harry Kane's running onto them.
Now, all the blocks, I saw the blocks the other night, England.
Yeah, so just to be clear, corner's good, but corner's not good when Arsenal do it. In-swing are good, outswing are bad.
Unless Harry Kane's on the end of them,
So, safe to say, according to you, and I think I speak on behalf of Arsenal Nation here, I'm not allowing you to enjoy us having corners, if that's all right. So as far as you're concerned, it was 3-2.
I'll speak on the rest of the nation,
Please
right? And I don't like your attitude.
I love it.
Yeah, the hypocrisy.
No, here's what's going to happen.
Yep.
So you, of course, won't remember, and neither will I.
The photo of the World Cup winning captain hoisting the trophy into the air is one of the most iconic images in sport. Maradona, Bobby Moore, Cafu, these pictures, Was Lionel Messi's tainted though? In Qatar in 2022, Messi finally got his hands on the World Cup. But as he prepared to lift the trophy in those famous blue and white stripes, the Emir of Qatar approached, flanked by Gianni Infantino, with a bisht in hand. Now, a bisht is a traditional Arabic robe worn by royalty, and in it, Messi raised Argentina's golden prize into the night sky. Cynics said Qatar had paid for this exact photograph, knowing it would go down in history. But look, the badge of his country isn't even visible on Messi's chest. Pablo Zabaleta said on TV that there was no reason to do this. In fact, let's just bring this picture back. I mean, just imagine if the three lions were obscured on it. Some suggest what happened in Doha was the icing on the sports washing cake. But it was a massive moment of cultural significance for the Arabic world. So much so that a member of Oman's parliament offered to buy the bisht for $1 million. Messi himself has never publicly commented, and I'll leave it up to you to decide how he felt. But maybe he was just happy to finally get his hands on the World Cup.
Morning, everyone. It's 8:36. You're waking up to the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor, and Arnold Clark, who are celebrating a massive summer of football. Buy a used car in June, and you'll be entered into their weekly draw to win the cost of it back. If you're just tuning in for the first time, you'll miss the story where Gabby was at the hospital over the weekend. He's fine. but he was genuinely asked before he had a CAT scan if he was pregnant.
Mhm.
And so we can't categorically deny or confirm that you are. And then we had some
It'd be
calls.
nice to know, though.
Well, we're going to go out and get a pregnancy test, genuinely, for you. And you can do that while we're on air, and we'll have the result at some stage.
What's your thoughts?
I'm thinking triplets.
No, very long.
Well, can I just say, my wife, Mrs. G, is listening to the show, and she just texted me to remind me that when Al first was born, I was doing sports spa with Cundy, and I was obviously off. I was at the hospital by her side, but I did phone up the sports bar about an hour before, while her contractions were going, an hour before, and asked live on the radio. It's somewhere in talkSPORT if she wanted to chat to Jason on air. She said no in a sort of screamy.
Was it more for you though to take your mind off it? Maybe
it was tough for them. People forget how tough it is for the man.
Tough for men, mate.
Yeah, women forget that. It's all very well sitting there with the nurses surrounding you with cushions.
50-50, mate.
Yeah, all push,
50-50, mate.
You know what I mean? We can all push. Yeah. But it's difficult. We've got to like take
our emotions.
The emotions.
Yeah.
We've got to be strong.
Our hands are sore from holding the hand.
Yeah, we've got to go and go to the vending machine, get another packet of this.
Yeah.
Tough for the man.
Yeah, it's tough, mate.
We've forgotten about. If anything, sexist.
Isn't that normal?
What?
Isn't that normal though? We forget.
Well, we've forgotten about
everything, can't we?
Yeah, we can't do everything.
It's tough. It's tough for us, mate.
Yeah, big shout out to all the men out there going through
all
it.
the men.
Well done, men.
Well done, mate.
Going through it, just sat there waiting. Tough.
Yeah.
You're bored. Your mates, do you want to come down to play? I can't. I've got to stay in hospital.
Exactly.
Tough, man.
You can't sleep.
You can't sleep. There's a noise going on. You know what I mean? Big shout out to all the men going through it. Good work, men. Right, moving to the World Cup. Gabby has spent all weekend watching a ridiculous amount of football. So who's come up with this title? This is so bad. So it's time now for a part of the show. It says we here that our producer has decided to call rounding up the Agbonlahor scores. Deary, deary me.
Agbonlahor now has beaten the offside trap. Gabby Agbonlahor.
Bosh.
How many stars are on the USA flag?
That's a tough one. 8. 8. I don't know, mate.
Our first Agbonlahor score to round up could be a damaging one for Scotland.
Early ball to Saibari, who's kept himself onside and smashes it into the net. A minute and 10 seconds have been played, and Scotland are 1-0 down already.
If we only got Bruce Springsteen album, is that all we've got here? Right, Gabby, how would you rate Scotland's performance? Not a single shot on target. That is terrible.
Listen, they did have a shot on target, but after the goal, they grew into the game. I thought John McKean should have had a penalty.
Agreed.
There's another penalty that should have been given maybe as well. But they showed fight, probably lacked quality. I felt Lyndon Dykes, when he come on, didn't really do much. I think for what they've got available, I would say I'll give them a 5 out of 10. Because it could have been worse.
Yeah.
When you concede after 70 seconds,
very difficult.
You can capitulate, can't you? It could have went 2, 3, 4, 5. They didn't. They stayed strong.
Should they have gone for it rather than set up the way they did?
I'm not sure, mate. Because I look at Scotland's defence. No offence to Grant Hanley. He's not the greatest of defenders. You look at their back four.
But don't you think when you play defensive, you almost invite them on?
Of course, but if you go to
attacking,
do you know what I mean, mate? You look at Morocco, some very good sides. If you do that against Brazil as well, mate, Vinny Jr., I know Rafinha's injured, but they got Ryan, Hendrick, Neymar Jr. to come back, Cunha. Sometimes, mate, you can concede 2, 3, 4, and then people be saying, why didn't you're not as good as these teams? Why are you opening up?
Yeah. Don't forget Scotland's final group game against Brazil. Massive, massive game. Is live right here on talkSPORT. 11 p.m. Set your alarms for that, gang. 11 p.m. on Wednesday night. Next on Agbonlahor score, we'll round up Germany as they book their place in the knockouts with a very late show against the Ivory Coast.
Now Mecha guns it into the area, and Dennis Undav may well have won it. Undav at the double. An extraordinary record for Germany. He's becoming their talisman. He came up with the equaliser. He might just have scored the winner.
By the way, that free ball, the pace.
Nemecha. Fantastic, mate. Plays for Dortmund.
Unbelievable.
It was the right amount of pace to get there as well. He couldn't have been any later. But Undav, that's 3 goals so far in 2 games in the World Cup. Clinical that finish was. The first touch finished.
Effortless.
Even the first goal, crossed it in and he gets into the box. Probably a better player than Havertz. Maybe he starts the next game.
You know, we've talked about dark horses.
Yes.
I sort of feel Germany are.
Do you know what, though, Andy? Like, I watched the game, mate, and yes, Undov gets the 2 goals, but if you look at 90 minutes, it was an even game. Ivory Coast at times were very, very good.
They're not a bad team,
No,
Ivory Coast.
mate. Kessie scored a goal in midfield. Diallo from Manchester United done very well. Sangare from Forest as well in there. But Diamandi started the game off where he was giving the ball away a little bit, which you expect from a 19-year-old. But then he creates that first goal. He gives Kimmich, who's 31, a headache at right back. Reminded me a bit of me against Gary Neville later in his career. Sorry, Gary.
Any of the Nevilles, right?
But yeah, he offers that 1v1. He'd be a great signing for someone, Diamande. I really like him. But don't get you twisted. Germany weren't great for 60
No, they
minutes.
weren't great. But some teams, as we've seen already, with Spain being one of them, they're getting off to slow starts.
Yeah.
Brazil being another one, right?
Of course, but Ivory Coast, there's a lot
don't
of
underestimate
plus
them.
for them.
The next Agbonlahor score we'll round up involves something we've never seen before. Here's the refereeing announcement involving Miguel Almiron of Paraguay against Turkey.
Number 10, Paraguay, cover his mouth. Decision is red card.
And the El Salvadorian referee sends off Miguel Almiron. He covered his mouth towards Mert Mulder, and it was very clear in the rules pre-tournament from FIFA that the moment you cover your mouth saying something in an attempt to cut out any potential racism of any type, that you will be red carded, and Almiron is on his way out.
I did think the referee went a little bit over the top with that one. It was insane the way he said it. Was
Yeah.
No, not with the decision.
Yeah, but with passion.
With how he announced it. Yeah.
Listen,
are you a fan of that rule, Gav?
Yes, I am. Everyone knows the rules. We've seen the incident with Vinny Jr., Benfica versus Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You can't prove what someone says when they cover their mouth. It's between two players.
You're covering it for a reason.
Exactly. And Almiron, maybe he didn't say anything super bad, and it's just players are used to doing it. Now that he's got the red card, you won't see another player do it. Every coach will have the players and say, listen, look, there's the example, don't do it. You got something to say, just don't cover your mouth. Because if you are covering your mouth, are you saying something that, like, you don't want anyone to lip read?
Exactly.
It's obviously the reason. So the rules are there. You break the rules, you get punished.
I don't think anyone can argue with that.
No, you know, everyone's been told.
Yeah.
So I think FIFA have done the right thing with that rule.
He's only got himself to blame.
Definitely.
The next Agbonlahor score we'll round up saw an 18-year-old superstar announce himself at the World Cup. He's quite an incredible human being. Obviously, Spain win 4-0 against Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
But even after the game where he's walking about, I don't know if you saw him on his iPhone. He's
chilled, isn't
he looks such not an old, experienced pro, but he certainly looks mature beyond his years.
Oh, 100%. I mean, he's been playing since 16, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And already won major honours. Went major honour with Spain, beating us in the final of the Euros. And he'll want to make a statement. You know, he'll have Lionel Messi as his, like, idol. Idolise Messi. He'll see Haaland scoring too, and Mbappe, Kane. He'll be thinking like, okay, it's my time now to shine. And from the first whistle, mate, he was taking players on, strong as well. And he's going to be the reason why Spain go far in this tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think Spain win it. I look at their centre-halves, Laporte, and I look at Kabasi. I don't think they're strong enough to win the World Cup.
Are they stronger than our centre-halves?
No. I fancy R2 rather than them two. But Spain, though, I know Lamine Yamal, stole the show in that first half, Andy. But I said it earlier, to bring on Marino, Ruiz, Williams, Pino, Torres, and also have Raya on the bench that didn't come on. Zubamendi didn't come on. Gavi didn't come on. Llorente from Atletico Madrid, who's a great player, midfielder, right back, didn't come on. It's scary, the squad of players that they've got.
I mean, the fact that David Raya can't even get into starting up tells you how good
two centre-halves might let them down, like we talk about with England. You look at France having a lot better centre-halves. But apart from that, Cucurella, Porro, they've got some very, very good players, man.
What did you make of Gabby Agbonlahor's score? First time we've done it.
I really enjoyed it, mate. And
well-produced?
Yeah, well-produced. Me and Ollie have been speaking over the weekend, prepping for it.
You're responsible for that as well?
Yeah, and you've been prepping a lot as well, Andy. And that's what we do on the breakfast show, mate.
Oh, prep. Yeah, done loads. Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Just a reminder, do you want the chance to win £26,000 tax-free cash? Well, to celebrate 26, the FIFA World Cup, we are giving away big bucks Fund your summer. Enter right now. Head to talksportwin.com to enter for full T's and C's. What's coming up on The Breakfast Show, I hear you ask? Let me tell you what's coming up.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarx Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarx.
Very excited about this. After Netherlands absolutely smashed Sweden 5-1 over the weekend, we'll be asking a man who represented them at 4 major tournaments. How about this? Ronald de Boer will be on our show. And we'll kick off the build-up to Lionel Messi returning to action live on talkSPORT tonight. France also take on Iraq. And Norway play Senegal. I love the World Cup. That was our breakfast preview. Thanks to Travis Perkins. 8:47, everyone.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With pay-as-you-go hire from Travis Perkins, you can get straight on with the job. Available nationwide at all hire branches.
Talking about Jude Bellingham, because of his talent, because of his ability, Kyle, he's often the focus of attention, isn't he? I mean, tell us, I mean, you've been in the same dressing room as him. What's he like as a person?
No, he's good, and I think he carries a lot of weight on his shoulders for such a young boy. I think people probably forget how young he is. Obviously, he's gone on from leaps and bounds from Birmingham City to Dortmund to now playing for, one of, if not the biggest clubs in the world. But I was saying it before, I think Morgan Rogers is a great player. I played with him at City. He's done unbelievable for Villa. But I just think in them moments, Jude Bellingham probably pips him just because of the big game moments, and last night proved that.
Yeah.
How good is he? Because you've been in training with him, you played with him. Because when we watch him, I just see someone who can score left foot, right foot. I see someone who can get box to box, good in the air. Looks like a complete player.
Yeah, I think, he's an all-rounder. He can tackle, he can defend, he can attack, he scores goals. As you just said, left, right foot, he's got an engine on him. Is he a silky number 10 that we're probably used to seeing in the Premier League? Probably not. He's more of a powerhouse, but, in these conditions that they're playing the World Cup in like this, it could work to our advantage with having him, Declan and, Anderson that all have good engines on them and then can get up and down the pitch.
Does it ever get to him, the sort of criticism that he gets, the media attention that he gets?
I think probably it does. I think probably it does some way, but I don't think you can let it get to you. I think when you're a big football player like that with a name that you've got, obviously you're going to hear and you're going to see. People are going to tell you what people are saying, but you have to take that pressure. You're Jude Bellingham. You're Jude Bellingham, and you've got that pressure on your shoulder. You're playing for Real Madrid and also representing England in the number 10 jersey, so you've got to deal with it.
8:51, you're waking up. If you are waking up to the talkSPORT World Cup Breakfast Show, me, Andy Goldstein, Gabby Agbonlahor, alongside me, who, we are led to believe, is expecting a child. He was asked that question when he went for a scan at the weekend. We've gone out, this is true, be doing a pregnancy test on Gabby. Well, he'll be doing it.
I'd rather know, mate.
You've got to know. After about 9:20, 9:30.
I want my second coffee. With Costa,
You can't.
I can't. You can have one.
If you are pregnant, you got time off afterwards, haven't you? Give birth, and then you got
9 months. Is it? You get 9
That's how long the pregnancy.
No, you get 9 months paid holiday.
I think so, something like that. Yeah. That's all right. That's
great, wouldn't it, mate?
Yeah, fully paid days. Like legally, they have to give you that.
Mallorca for 9 months.
Yeah. Leave the baby somewhere, innit? We'll find out. We are gonna do a pregnancy test on you about 9:30.
Thanks, mate.
So we'll have the result a bit later on. Right, time now to round up the latest tournament action with Burger King, and after a 2-2 draw to open their World Cup campaign, the Dutch are flying.
The Breakfast Briefing on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Cody Gakpo making his way for Bromley, 1-0. Hasn't taken long. 5 minutes on the clock. Got it with Daniel Marlin out towards Dumfries, right-hand side of the air. Another great ball in. Oh, it's taken a little nick on its way through. And it's 2-0 with just 16 minutes gone. Great ball in. It's 3-0. Cody Gakpo coming into the far-post, finding Cody Gakpo. 4-0. Depay. Here's Somerville. Somerville running at Lindelof. Right-footed effort into the bottom left-hand corner. It is a big performance from the Dutch. A big win. Netherlands 5, Sweden 1.
Speaking of Burger King, I'm not one for reading out texts. You notice I've never read one out.
Yeah, why
I've
not?
never read one out. We haven't got time for them. But this one's coming. My producer, Ollie, just said, do you want to read it out? He says, it's coming from Connor. What do you make of it? Is this a compliment or an insult? He says, Connor says, I must say, I thought Goldstein was a bit of a whopper, but this week he's changed my mind. He's a decent fella. Is that a compliment? I suppose it is now.
It is now, but like, what's made him think he was a whopper before?
Yeah.
That's sorry.
Maybe he's heard like 21 years of my broadcasting career, and it's taken him this long to go, do you know what, actually, he's all right.
Yeah, I think you've always been great, mate. You're doing great.
High five.
You're doing great.
Thanks, man. Love that. Right, should we go back to the football? Yeah.
Whopper.
A 5-star performance from the Dutch has put them top of Group F, and they are looking good for qualification to the knockouts. So, with a world-class lineup on paper, are they going under the radar? Let's ask exactly that to a man who played in 2 World Cups for the Netherlands and was world-class himself.
Yes.
A very, very good morning to the wonderful Ronald de Boer joins us. Ronald, good morning.
Good morning, Ronald.
Good morning, gentlemen.
You look fantastic. Look at you. Where are you in the world? Are you in America or where are you?
No, I was in America. I was in Dallas. I witnessed the first game, the 2-2 draw against Japan, and now I'm in Holland. It's amazing weather in Holland. It's the coming 2 weeks, I think, 30 degrees. So, hallelujah, climate change.
You look fantastic. Thanks so much for coming on. What have you made of the Dutch so far after the first and the second game? Have they gone under the radar a bit, do you think, or not?
I said before the tournament started, I think Holland is a team with there is music in the team. There is quality. They play all the players play at big teams in Europe, so the quality is there. But they're not a favorite because I think especially going forward, if you see, for example, Dihu or Olise or Kane or Mbappe or I forget Haaland, for example. I think we're missing that kind of quality just in the team. But as a whole, as a team, I think we're strong. And I think nobody wants to face the Dutch because we're very difficult to beat. I think we have the record now. I think after 2006, we didn't lose after 90 minutes, one game. So that says something that we are difficult to beat.
Ronald, I watched the game. Better performance than the first game against Japan. I thought Dumfries was fantastic. 2 great deliveries. Real Madrid have got a top right back in Dumfries. Gakpo saves his best form, doesn't he, for Holland? I mean, for the Netherlands. But Brobby, I thought he was a standout player. He's had a decent season at Sunderland. But he was holding the ball up, wasn't he, Ronald? Everyone could play off him. It was a fantastic performance from him.
First of all, I want to say that Gravenberg played a very good game. I think he's doing very well. But talking about Brian Brobby, I think Brian is a type, especially in Sunderland. He was strong, but I think he gets even more stronger.
Yes.
And I think his speed, everything, because that is what the Premiership does with you. You have to adapt, and I think he did a very well job in Sunderland. And I think Koeman, I think he made a mistake against Japan when he thought I'm going to bring on Memphis Depay to keep the ball, because they were struggling a little bit against Japan, and that didn't work. That was a disaster, and he get a lot of criticism, Koeman. And I must say, if he does well, you have to say that also. He took the chance, or he decided to put Brobbey from the start, and it worked unbelievable perfectly.
Yes.
The first example was the first goal, long ball of the goalie, like a nice falling ball in the feet. He lays it off. Reinders goes away with the ball, gives the ball to Gakpo. Great cross, and he was there. And I think that is something that he was thinking of, Koeman. And when it happened, that's of course a great feeling. Then after 70 minutes, the second goal. So that was a great, I think, move of Koeman, but also great for Brobbey, because we need somebody. Because Malen, Donjan Malen, he did unbelievable well at Roma.
Yes.
The half year that he was, I think he was top scorer with 14 goals in a half year time. But he's a bit lacking. Confidence, I guess, because he missed in the two previous friendlies. He missed 2 or maybe even 3 sitters that you should normally score. And I think it's working in a little bit on his confidence. So hopefully he will start against Tunisia, because at Tunisia you must win, I think. And then he can maybe get some confidence back, Mal, because you need him still, I think, in the World Cup. But Brobbey, unbelievable for this boy. I had him as a youth player at Ajax, and he's a wonderful kid. And sometimes he lacks a little bit of the fine touch, but he's a type of Lukaku, and he's very useful.
Ronald, what did you make of the spat between Jurgen Klopp and Rafael van der Vaart regarding Virgil van Dijk? He said, Van der Vaart said about Virgil van Dijk, I think he said he's seen a 737 turn faster.
Yeah, I mean, you mustn't take it that serious. If you know Rafa, he always makes a little bit of joke, and his sentences are always a bit funny. And I think Jurgen has to not take it that serious. I know Rafa very well. He's a great person. And of course, I sometimes also think, Rafa, think a little bit, a few seconds more before you say something, because sometimes it's great, because maybe you heard about him talking about the it's Rafa. He's a great guy. He makes people laugh, and that is a part. But for me, as a football pundit, I also see that Van Dijk is struggling a little bit. Be honest. If you see the goal against Sweden, he could step in. He could easily take the ball, but he was too afraid. He goes back, and Elanga runs him out. Even Van der Ven, he couldn't catch him anymore. So I think he's struggling a little bit. Van Dijk, but coming back on that question, I think we mustn't make it a big deal out of it.
I agree.
Agreed.
Ronald, what an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful day.
Our pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
have
man.
a wonderful World Cup.
You too. What a lovely man he is. A man played at 2 World Cups representing the Dutch, Ronald de Boer. Brilliant. That was a roundup of all the latest action thanks to Burger King. Coming up, we'll turn our attention back to England, and we'll also hear an exclusive interview with Jed Spence on just how tough Thomas Tuchel is on his players. It's 9 o'clock.
The Breakfast Briefing on talkSPORT with Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
Ria, I've got to speak to you about England and obviously, of course, the result the other day. Really good second half performance. First and foremost, what did you make of the performance? And some people are saying it's the best half of football they've seen England play in years.
Well, what I was really impressed with, there's two things. The turnaround in the second half, and you saw Harry Kane, Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham all come out speaking glowingly about the manager's team talk at half-time. So that's an absolute massive, massive, massive plus, because a manager that's very aggressive, he's punchy, and he ain't going to go out trying to stay in a game. He's going to go out trying to win a game, and if it doesn't happen, he ain't going to be for the want of trying. And the second thing is, his aggressive substitutions and really decisive substitutions in the second half late on, where normally you see a lot of managers go, we're going to protect this lead. He's saying, no, I've got my foot on their throat and we're going to finish them off. And I love that. And if that's going to be the way we go about this tournament, we're going to have a good time.
I totally agree with you. I said that, actually. Do you think that's the difference between what Southgate would have done and maybe bring on like a Calvin Phillips, a holder, to make sure we didn't lose the game?
Yeah, Southgate and a lot of other managers have done that. And I think that was probably when you're looking back now, it's a great thing having hindsight, but our Achilles heel probably, even though we've got further than any team since '66 in these last couple of tournaments, we still were playing at times, it felt, with the shackles on or the handbrake half up in the critical moments, in the biggest moments for England in these big games. And so with that comes kind of apprehension and a bit of anxiousness when you're watching those games, right? And Benty, you've been in them England squads, yeah? A lot of the guys in them teams and as a unit, as a team, as well as individuals, we were scared to lose games. And this team in that second half just looked like a team that were just freed up. And that...
Few people win the World Cup as a player. Very few people win the World Cup as a manager. Only 3 men in history have done both. One of them is Didier Deschamps. I mean, what a team. For our younger viewers, that's Zidane, Desailly, Leboeuf, Thuram. I could go on. And in 1998, those legends were captained by Didier Deschamps. Before that tournament, Deschamps had been winning league titles and Champions Leagues with Marseille and Juventus and had led Les Bleus since 1996. They hadn't even qualified for the World Cups in 1990 and 94, but Deschamps had spearheaded the Renaissance. It culminated in that final against Brazil. The 30-year-old playing at the base of midfield was keen to get stuck in. Fais-le savoir que tu es là, French for let him know you're there, according to Google Translate. Zidane and Petit got the glory, but Deschamps controlled the game before lifting the trophy into the Parisian night sky. After winning the Euros 2 years later, he hung up his boots and jumped into management. He had spells in club football before, in 2012, being put in charge of his nation. France scraped into the 2014 World Cup via the playoffs and were pretty pleased about it. Even a quarter-final defeat couldn't dampen the optimism. The tables, French fans believed, were starting to turn. They were runners-up to Portugal in their own Euros, but that silver medal around the manager's neck was about to change colour. In 2018, World Cup magic. France handed an almighty beatdown to Croatia, and Deschamps got his hands on this for a second time. It meant that he joined Brazil's Mario Zagallo and Germany's Franz Beckenbauer as the only men to have won the World Cup as a player and manager. France's victory even turned their president, Emmanuel Macron, into a meme. He still made me laugh, honestly. Deschamps went close to defending the title in 2022, but some guy called Lionel Messi had his own storyline to complete. Deschamps captained legends, he managed legends, and his World Cup achievements are legendary. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give this guy his flowers.
Show is going way too quick today. It's 6 minutes past 9. Morning, everyone. It's the World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor and Arnold Clark by a used car and upgrade event. Get 2 years free servicing plus a chance to win the cost of it back this June. I've just seen Greg Rosetsky in the green room.
Legend.
He's coming up in about 15 minutes' time. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm watching him as a kid.
World number 4 he got to. World number 4 is unbelievable.
Yes, agreed.
Greg, I haven't seen him for years. Very excited about that. Back to the world of football in the World Cup. Results in full in case you've thought, how did Belgium get on? They drew 0-0 against Iran. 2 successive draws for Belgium now. Spain beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. Uruguay 2-2 with Cape Verde. Side 63 in the world. Cape Verde still unbeaten. That's unbelievable.
Incredible.
This morning, Egypt 3-1 against New Zealand. Mohamed Salah on the score sheet as Egypt win their first ever game in the World Cup. So that was yesterday, but tomorrow, of course, we find out if England's performance against Croatia was something we should be getting used to seeing.
Another good run forward here from Jed Spence. Saka will take over after a last touch from Rodgers. In he comes for Rashford, keeping his feet and winning the game for England. What a move! What a goal! Marcus Rashford makes it England 4, Croatia 2.
That 4-2 win over Croatia definitely seemed to get the nation's juices flowing, and we'll find out tomorrow live on talkSPORT if England deliver something similar against Ghana. One man who made an impact in the opening game was Jed Spence, and he sat down with talkSPORT's England correspondent Faye Carruthers, who asked him what it's like working with Thomas Tuchel. I think there's a problem with the sound on that, so we'll try and sort that out. Were you surprised by his inclusion in the squad? Not necessarily starting lineup, but when you heard the squad was announced and Jed Spence was in it, and there were other players.
Do you know why I don't?
That weren't.
You know why I would have had him in it? Because if you look at his performances last season, there's not many players that have got past Jed Spence 1v1.
Yeah.
And he had a thing that he'd done his Instagram after every game, and he put like a lock. And a bit of banter of like lock down that player. 1v1. He's come out and said he's the quickest in the squad. He's rapid.
Yeah,
strong.
I like that.
Is he the best at delivering balls into the box? No. But 1v1 defending, if we're going to go and win this World Cup, you're going to need players that can do that. Look at Livramento being out the squad now. You're down to like him being probably our quickest fullback that we've got. So if you're playing against Doué, Elise, Mbappe, you'd want Jed Spence 1v1 against them.
I'm told that someone has found the button which has unmute written on it. So press it again, unmute, and then press play.
Great manager, and he wants the best from his players. And, you know, he demands high standards. And, you know, for this tournament, we need to be ready. We need to be on it. So I think every session needs to be of the highest quality. And that's what he demands. And it's good.
When you hear that,
yeah.
And obviously you're in front of all of us as well, what does it make you immediately do? Oh, God, I didn't think I was on it. What's the feeling?
No feeling, really. I wouldn't be the only one he says it to. It's everyone else, you know. So it's no feeling. It's just a part of the game. If he needs me to do whatever, I'll do it. So it's not. It's just part of the game, really.
And what is he like behind the scenes? And what's he like as a manager?
Yeah, I think he's a great manager. He's a great guy. Very, very detailed in what he wants to do, and yeah, I think the boys really love him and have a great respect for him.
Do you think Spurs are under pressure keeping him?
Oh, no.
Why?
I don't think so because
Why not?
Because weirdly, a team that finished 17th in 2 seasons in a row can go and spend what they like because there's stupid rules when other teams can't. Look who they've signed already. Yes, and Essie on a free transfer.
Yeah.
But they're buying players. They've been linked with Rashford as well. They're after Tonali.
I know, but when you get
strengthening.
But when you get players that have a taste of success and they're playing for England,
yeah,
sometimes they move.
Oh, 100%.
We're seeing it with Rodgers, right?
Yes, and but I look at what De Zerbi's doing there, and he's looking at really strengthening his squad of players. Big players are joining Spurs now, so I'm sure we want to be part of that project.
Yeah. How impressed have you been with? Oh, it's only one game, but Thomas Tuchel so far. That for me, the difference was underlined in the second half when we came out and we went for it at 2-2.
Exactly. So Gareth Southgate wouldn't have done that.
No, he
Would
wouldn't
have
have
been
done.
happy with like a 3-2 win, and maybe Henderson comes on and sees it out. No, Thomas Tuchel said, "Okay, Rodgers, Saka, Rashford, get warm, on you go. Let's go and do this." Because Rightly so, though, Andy. If
Yeah.
you was the England manager, or I was, I'd be like, Croatia are not a top side anymore. They're an aging squad. Look at their players compared to ours. Look at the leagues they're playing in. Let's go for it. And that's what he did. I was always confident before the game that we would comfortably win. We should have won by more. 5, 6, 7, really. No, don't
6, 7.
Don't do that. So, but I want to see when we get a test, though, mate.
Yeah.
It's okay doing that against Croatia.
Yeah, I agree.
What will he do if we get like a Portugal, Brazil?
Yeah.
Will he be that attacking? We'll wait and see.
Yeah, he's the reason. That's the reason. Sorry, he's been brought in to win those games. Yeah, I
exactly.
agree. Lots of discussion as well about the fitness of Declan Rice, but what about Bukayo Saka? He, of course, made an impact when coming on as a sub against Croatia. Saka's England teammate Ollie Watkins, he spoke to the media over the weekend and says managing the Arsenal winger's injury is crucial to the team progressing.
Not in the physio department, but look, he hasn't missed a day of training, so I think that's a good thing. I think he's played so many games throughout these last few years. You can see because he's a crucial player for Arsenal and very important because he's a top quality player and he brings quality to the pitch. For Arsenal and England, I think he's very important, as everyone can see. So I think, managing, niggles going into a competition is very important. For the later stages, you need important players like him to be ready to play and step up when called upon. So, to play with him, I've only played with him a handful of times, but he's very unselfish and, that's perfect as a striker, someone who's always looking for you. And I feel like he makes always the right decision as a footballer. Whenever he receives the ball, he's going to always make the right decision, and I think that's the hardest thing to do in football.
How important is Saka? Do you want him to start tomorrow night? Because I thought the difference between him and Noni Madueke was big, understandably.
Yeah. It's difficult, isn't it? Because he has come out and said that he's fine to start, but it's about the injury. An Achilles injury you have to be careful with. I would start him tomorrow. And then why can't you bring him off at half time like Spain did with Lamine Yamal?
Yeah.
I think when he come on, he showed. Madueke, listen, a very good player. When he gets into certain positions, it's the wrong pass or it's the wrong shot and he smashes at shots. But that same positions, that Saka's more likely to score, to make the right pass. So I think there's a total difference between the both players. I will start him because as much as you want to make sure players are okay for the latter rounds, you still need to be like in a rhythm of playing games. So I would start him and then bring him off. Declan Rice, I wouldn't. I think hamstring's different.
I agree with you. You don't want that going.
No, you don't.
That pops you in a world of
and it'd
trouble.
be a big miss, mate.
Yeah,
if
you lose him for the whole tour.
If we're going to like Brazil, Portugal games, maybe, like you need Declan Rice in there, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Don't forget, not that you will, England's second game of the tournament is right here on talkSPORT tomorrow night. A 9 p.m. kickoff. They take on Ghana. Right, coming up, we'll turn our attention to a bit of tennis. Serena Williams is making a surprise return to singles action at Wimbledon at the age of 44. That's just 5 years older than Gabby. Can she win it? We'll discuss that next with talkSPORT's latest signing, former British #1, and my mate Greg Rosetsky in the studio. Can't wait for that. It's 9:15. It's The Breakfast Show.
Now, earlier in the show, we asked the all-important question. Who was faster in their pomp? Kyle Walker or Gabby Agbonlahor? Well, talkSPORT's Anil Kandala was at the talkSPORT fan zone at Villa Park last night for England against Croatia, and he put that question to some of the fans in attendance.
It's a tough call, but I'd go for Gabby. He was awesome, and no defender wants anybody with that pace running at them. So I'd go for Gabby. I would.
Quicker than Kyle Walker?
I think so. Yeah, I do. And I'm sure Gabby would agree with me.
Gabby.
Well, he used to dart across the field, didn't he? I think he's better than Kyle, to be honest.
Well, we had Kyle on loan for us for many years ago, and he was quick, but Gabby was quicker.
And there you go. It might be a little bit unfair because Gabby Agbonlahor is in that building behind me, but it seems that Gabby's got the vote.
Right,
Yeah.
the rest of the world.
He actually spoke to about 100 people who were there, but we
I'll
only
clip that
decided
up.
to show three. Okay.
I clipped that up for them.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? When I think about Kyle, when I go back to that game, Kyle, of like I think it might be Germany at Wembley, and you was right side of the three, but like you was all the way in the right back position, and I was at the game, mate, and you come sprinting across, mate. Someone was through on goal. I can't remember who it was.
Muller.
It was Muller, yeah. I'm like, where has this guy come from? And you've done that for the last 15, 16 years, mate. Your centre half pairings with England and Manchester City must have been looking at you thinking like, okay, maybe I can leave a bit of space in behind, because you would always just come out of nowhere and cover.
Yeah, I think that was what my game was based on. You know, I probably didn't create that much going forward with assists and stuff. I chipped in with a few, but not as much as probably what I should have done. So my main game when I got a little bit older was to make sure I can cover the back.
Incredible.
Here's a great suggestion. Jill's a regular contributor. She says, why not get both of them in the car park? Said, my money's on car.
Good morning, everyone. It's coming up at 9:20. You're waking up to the World Cup breakfast show. Actually, you shouldn't be waking up. You should be awake now. You should be ashamed of yourself if you're just waking up. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor. Don't forget, of course, if you want to see Gabby's beautiful face, talkSPORT is now available to watch live in more places than ever, including on a Samsung TV Plus. So make sure you're tuning in for our wall-to-wall coverage throughout the World Cup. That's Samsung TV Plus for talkSPORT and all the sports you know and love. And in about 10 minutes' time, Gabby's going to have a pregnancy test, and you're going to reveal the results of that a bit later on. Just away from the world of sport, we are well aware that the podium sound equipment, they're all being set up in Downing Street with pressure mounting on Prime Minister Keir Starmer to resign. For more on that, you can head over to Times Radio. We'll obviously keep you up to date, but if you want the very latest, head over to Times Radio, because on talkSPORT, now it's time for a bit of this. Yes, that's right. That music can mean only one thing. It's that time of the summer. Wimbledon just around the corner, and we are delighted to say we're bringing you a brand new podcast, Off Court, with former British #1 tennis superstar Greg Rosetsky. And I'm delighted to say Greg is in the studio now. Morning, Greg.
Morning.
You look amazing, Greg. I haven't seen you for ages. You all right? You well?
Yeah, I'm really well. I haven't seen you for a few years, and I was like, Andy, what's happened? You haven't changed since 20 years ago. You look as young as ever. What have you been doing? What's your hair routine and your like face and skin and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's all my face, it's my skin, it's my hair. Yeah. You look equally as great. Family all right? Lucy good?
Family's well. Lucy's great. I remember you guys did a program a few years together.
Yes, we did. It was something like Don't Call Me, I'm a Holiday Rep or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was appalling.
It wasn't very good, I have to admit.
But out of it came a great friendship, so happy days. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. Before we get into all things tennis, from sort of what's going on in the world now. Tell us about this exciting new podcast you're doing.
Well, I decided 6 months ago I wanted to do a tennis podcast where I can have like honest opinions, debate, talk, and say what I want to say. Because sometimes when you work for those companies, I shall not name names, you have to make sure you're politically correct. You can't say your views all the time, and you have to toe the company line. But what I like here about talkSPORT is you can say what you want to say about sport and about other issues. So Off Court with Greg Rosetsky is myself, Ashley Neves, the tennis mentor, and also Kevin Palmer from Tennis 365, who's a journalist. So we've got the journalist, the tennis coach, the ex-player, and we have strong opinions every week. We have a Monday show, and we do also a show called Cuts, which basically allows you to hear all the tennis news and gossip. As we saw at Queens this year, we had someone using a little bit of poor language.
Don't do it.
I won't, I promise.
Do it.
I won't do it because you said we're live on air, so we can't do that stuff right now.
Cool. Am I right in saying the footballing world of podcasts there's so many of them? Is it like that in the tennis world of podcasts?
Well, I think there's two big podcasts right now. There's one in America, which is the strongest one, which is Served with Andy Ruddock, which has been going the last 2.5 years. And Andy, former world #1, great player. Yeah. And I decided to myself, I wanted to be able to speak out on events and do stuff. There's not so many in the tennis industry. And I thought, why not give it a go?
Not? Sounds great. Sounds brilliant. And that's a talkSPORT one as well.
It is on talkSPORT, and we're joining together, and we're going through the Wimbledon Championships and every day. So please subscribe, please listen. Tell us whether you like it, what you don't like, and so forth.
Okay, let's stay with Wimbledon because Serena Williams has announced her sensational return to single tennis and double. She's playing with her sister. What have you made of that announcement?
Well, when she announced she was going back on the drug list 6 months ago, I thought to myself, it was going to be playing doubles with Venus, announcing her sister's retirement. But then all of a sudden it got really serious. I had a friend of mine who's her hitting partner called David Quayle, and he got the call up to come practice with her. So she's got 2 hitting partners. Rennie Stubbs, a former Wimbledon doubles champion, and she's been practicing the last 6 months. I've seen her at Wimbledon the last week, and she is fierce. I mean, she's hitting the ball huge. The question mark is, will she be moving well enough? And who's she going to play in the first round? She brings people to our sport. I mean, she is an icon, a legend, but 44 years of age, what is she going to be able to do? And imagine if she plays Świątek, the women's defending champion, in the opening match. Nobody wants to see Serena in the draw.
I was going to say that. What do you expect from a 44-year-old? Because in sport, we see the legends at their best, don't we? For her to come back at 44, you know how hard it is at that age to come back and play such a hard sport like tennis. What do you expect?
I expect her to win a few matches. To win the tournament would be a little bit too much, but Martina Navratilova at 47 won a few matches at Wimbledon. So she wouldn't come back if she felt like she couldn't go deep into the second.
She'll have the crowd as well, won't she?
No question about it. The greatest serve of all time, and what a champion. But question marks are going to be in that opening match, and we'll find out more. She's only played one doubles match where her partner got injured in Queens. So let's see what happens.
I want to ask you a bit more about Serena because there has been a story about her taking Manjaro, the medication which aids weight loss. Are you a fan of this in the sport or not? Should it be allowed?
I think it shouldn't be allowed, to be quite honest with you. It's not on the doping list. She's done nothing wrong. But if you think about it, the lighter you are in court, the easier it is to move. And also on top of that, every year they review the lists out there. And we actually talked about that on the podcast. And we said, I think WADA is probably going to ban the drug because all of a sudden, okay, Andy, you look great for your age. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, say you want to lose 10 pounds. If you're 10 pounds lighter, you're a little bit quicker around the court. But the other aspect of that, you do lose muscle. So that's where they're going to find the balance and make the decision.
Okay. Just a quick word about Jack Draper, British star, has admitted his arm issue may never go away, meaning he could lose serving power. I mean, for all tennis players, that's massive, right? The one thing, I suppose, well, there's so many different areas of tennis, but the serve starts the whole point off. That's huge.
Well, it is huge. And also you want to have the first strike. And for Jack, if the serve isn't firing, it's going to be a big ask. This week he's in Eastbourne. Let's see how many matches he can get. Hopefully he wins a few. Got a great coach, Sir Andy Murray. It doesn't get any better than that. So this is the guy we thought was going to be in the mix with Alcaraz, Sinner.
Yes.
Last year was unbelievable. You know, won Indian Wells, finals of Madrid, was pushing it. But last year at Wimbledon, the shoulder problem reemerged, and he hasn't been the same player since. Such a nice guy. If it doesn't get better and he can't serve well enough, he doesn't get up there with the very best again.
What about Dan Evans?
Oh,
I know Dan frustrating not to get a wild card.
Ridiculous decision.
Yeah.
Wimbledon should have given him a wild card.
He's retiring, isn't he, as well?
Well, he's retiring. It's his last ever Wimbledon. I don't understand it myself. The guy has done so much for the game. We know his backstory as well, where he had his issues off court, had a little bit of a ban, then reemerged as a great player. Guy's been top 30 in the world. I just don't get it. Why do you shove him in qualities? Come on. How many British players do we have that have been in the top 30 in the world the last 2 decades?
Not many were number one. Greg, thank you so much for coming in. What a real pleasure. I'm so delighted you're part of the talkSPORT family. That's very, very exciting.
Looking forward to the podcast.
Good seeing you. Love to the family. Former British number one, and now, of course, new host of our brand new talkSPORT tennis podcast, Off Court, Greg Rosetsky there. Make sure you check it out. Just a reminder, Keir Starmer is expected to make a statement very shortly at Downing Street. We're going to bring you everything as soon as it happens. You're listening to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's 9:27. You mentioned Perisic. They've got players in their side. Modric, you know, they're the wrong side of 35, right? These players have been in their team for a long, long time. And we're not struggling, but the first 45, I'm watching it thinking, how is this happening again?
But also, you've got to think, right? I get what you're saying, but also, there's going to be a few nerves kicking about.
Yeah.
Right? These guys, as you said there, have been around for such a long time, so they just understand, they're comfortable where they are. Modric, Perisic, these guys, they just know what it takes to get to that, to get to that level. But it's. I think there's a lot of boxes that Thomas Tuchel would have ticked. I thought the team selection he got wrong. But in my personal,
who do you get wrong?
I would have started Rashford.
Yeah, me too.
And Mark Gahey has to play. He has to play.
Talk about what you're saying outside about the balance of the centre halves.
Because John Stones, he naturally plays on the right hand side, right? And it's Maguire that usually plays on the left when it was those two. When you move John Stones out to the left, naturally he doesn't go that way to Nico O'Reilly, which is why he barely touched the ball. He couldn't go that way.
And Anthony Gordon hardly received the ball in the first
Exactly. Mark Gahey naturally plays on the left side. So he's used to receiving the ball from the right-hand side and going out to the left. But that just wasn't there, which is why we hardly saw anything down that left-hand side. But yeah, I would have started Mark Gahey and I would have started Rashford for sure. They would have been my first two on the not on the team sheet, but they're the two that I would have started with.
So you would have started with Rashford on the left. What about the other side? Would you have started with Noni?
Yeah, probably, because Saka, I'm not sure. I don't know how fit Saka is.
Okay. Looked good when he come on, though.
Really good. Looked like hungry.
Yeah.
But that's a good problem you've got. But at the end of the day, the quality shone through second half. Even though there were moments towards the end of the second half, before Rashford scored, I was thinking, oh my goodness, they're on top again. They're starting to move the ball. They're getting into their rhythm. Their substitutions made a big difference. But then Rashford comes on and just does what he does.
Yeah.
The sharp turn, the finish.
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a problem that first 45 were a bit whiffy because you look at France. I was just about to say, look at France. I mean, they had a rocket up their backside. They'll
USA 94. What a summer when football became soccer in the blazing heat. It was also the tournament where fashion peaked. This, my friends, is Alexi Lalas. No, he wasn't Scottish. That's a full-blooded American right there. But in all seriousness, forget the hair, look at the jersey, dreamy 90s clobber. And it was everywhere. That's the legend that's Georgi Hagi of Romania, OVS, Brazilian shot stopper, Tafarel, and a Dutch guy. I mean, this was the period we were getting top quality in the Premier League too, but the national team designers raised the level even higher. The pitch was their catwalk as we got Germany, Bolivia, Sweden, absolutely rocking it. The kind of kit we're shelling out for on retro sites to this day. And Spain, another beauty. 10 points if you recognise that guy. Of course, this was America, so the cheerleaders didn't want to be outdone. But in the end, two of the less is more designs made it to the final. And when Baggio blazed over, Dunga got the honours. The entire summer was an explosion of colour that would have broken Instagram. Sorry, just trying to get that Larson one off eBay. 70 quid. Bargain.
Morning, everyone. It's just coming up to 9:32. The Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is speaking right now outside 10 Downing Street. Let's cross live and hear what he has to say.
Defence and national security, and becoming a party that stood proudly with, not against, our national flag. The hard work of change was with a singular purpose, not
but to change Britain for the better, to build a fairer country with dignity and respect, where everyone is seen, everyone is valued, wealth and opportunity for all, not just the privileged few. And look at what we've achieved in just 2 years. An economy that is stronger, growing faster than our peers, wages rising faster than inflation in every single month since we came to power, investment secured, infrastructure being built, an end to austerity, with the fastest fall in NHS waiting lists for 17 years, the biggest improvement in rights for workers and renters in a generation, the biggest uplift in defence spending since the Cold War, small boat crossings falling, asylum hotels closing, protecting young people from social media, and 500,000 children being lifted out of poverty because of the choices that I made. Our reputation in the world restored, with Britain once again standing up for decency, respect, and the rule of law, securing trade deals, standing with Ukraine, standing up for our values, and rebuilding our relationship with our allies in Europe. Change promised by a Labour government, change fought for by a Labour government, change delivered by a Labour government. But I know the question being asked now is not who was best placed to change the Labour Party, to take us into power and to begin the vital work of improving lives for millions of people. Those questions have been answered. The question my party is asking now is whether I am best placed to lead us into the next general election. I have heard the answer of my parliamentary party to that question, and I accept that answer with good grace. Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision. I will ask the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party to set out a timetable with nominations opening on the 9th of July and completed by the summer recess. In the case of a contest, this will ensure a new leader is in place before Parliament returns in September. I will remain in post as Prime Minister until the contest is complete, and I will do everything I can to ensure an orderly handover of power. I will also give my successor my full and unequivocal support, knowing that they will inherit a Britain that is far stronger and fairer than the one I inherited 2 years ago.
You are listening to the talkSPORT Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor. We'll be focusing on the World Cup. Of course we will, in just 2 or 3 minutes. But just ever so quickly, for more reaction to this news that the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has resigned as Prime Minister, we're joined in the studio now by Times reporter Ollie Cole. Morning, Ollie.
Good morning. Morning, Ollie.
My God, I thought I had a big ego. Why has this all happened?
Well, but essentially, I mean, what Prime Minister laid out there, which is an interesting way to frame it, but I think probably true when you look at the mood within the Labour Party and the Labour backbenches and Labour MPs, is that Keir Starmer has been on a project since taking over from Jeremy Corbyn, which is turning the Labour Party around, getting people to take it seriously at the ballot box again. However, it's been pretty clear over the last 2 years that on the big decisions, on the political decisions, the difficult stuff, Keir Starmer has not been a man who wants to grasp that and take it on. He doesn't necessarily have a very strong politics himself, and therefore when you're up against parties like Reform UK, and that is the big electoral threat to Labour in the next election, the party has decided that Keir Starmer is not the man who can take that party forward and that government forward. So there has been a sort of very, very slow drip over the last few months of Labour MPs coming to that conclusion and realising the game is up. And when Andy Burnham was elected in Makerfield, he was elected with such a large majority that it was pretty clear he had defeated reform on the doorstep. He had, given Labour a second hearing, and MPs immediately switched. Even those who thought, were wavering, who were perhaps thinking maybe we need a proper full-on contest, a battle of ideas, this, that and the other, were pretty much signed up to the idea that actually the party needs to move on, it needs to do it pretty quickly, and Keir Starmer needs to go. So over the weekend, he's been chatting to his wife and not really anyone else in coming to that conclusion as well.
Okay, so what happens now?
So what happens now is the Labour Party has to decide what is the next step. The Prime Minister himself, as he mentioned there, has spoken to the King. That means that he will be standing down, but he doesn't necessarily walk out of Downing Street today and we suddenly go into needing another Labour leader. So he will want to, we think, basically work out what his timetable is. There are events over the summer that he will want to attend on the international stage, somewhere he's performed very well as Prime Minister. And Andy Burnham, who looks to be the heir apparent in the Labour Party, will want time to, first of all, get into Westminster. He's probably still on the train to Euston at the moment to actually be sworn in as an MP. And will want to meet MPs and actually gather that support and work out what's next. Then the Labour Party have to work out whether they're going to have a long summer of bloodletting and a full-on leadership contest, which, I think most members of the public would be pretty, fed up with politics dominating their summer, as well as, the whole World Cup tournament, if you've just got a couple of Labour politicians ranting at each other on the other side. So, they have to work out what the timetable is, how quickly, how smoothly they can do it without looking too much like the Conservative governments of the past who have just spent summers fighting.
Beautifully done. Ollie, thank you so much for coming in.
Well
That moment.
Thank you.
Good work. Gabby, you didn't want to do that?
I've asked to ask a question. I'm not allowed.
All right, okay. Maybe ask it when we go to a break.
Okay, man.
All right? Yeah. Or you could just head over to Talk Radio or Times Radio. Okay. Either way, for more on that. Yes. Ollie, thanks, pal.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. There you go. For more news on the fact that Keir Starmer has resigned as Prime Minister of the UK, you can head over to Times Radio. Right, it's time now to look ahead to the one and only Lionel Messi returning to the World Cup stage tonight, and we'll do that thanks to Shaw.
High pressure picks on talkSPORT with Shaw. Non-stop protection deodorant that won't ever let you down.
Right, it only took one game for Messi to re-announce himself to the world with that hat-trick in Argentina's opening game against Algeria. And we'll find out just how he follows that up live on talkSPORT tonight. They take on Austria at 6 p.m. Join us now to look ahead to it is our Argentinian and former Sunderland and Middlesbrough defender, Julio Arca, joins us now. Julio, good morning to you.
Good morning, Julio.
Hi, good morning to everyone there. How are you?
We're good. We're very well. And we're very excited about seeing Messi again in action because we all know he's an absolute superstar. We know that. The best, in my opinion, that we've ever seen. But there was a few people, maybe including myself, that were unsure as to whether or not he's still got it because he's been playing his football in the MLS. Were you surprised? I mean, it's only one game, but he's got a hat-trick in it. Were you surprised just how effortless he was in that game?
Well, if you have to be honest with you, not really, because I've been follow obviously the amount of games he's been playing the last few months, and he's been looking sharp and he's scoring a lot of goals for Inter Miami. Obviously, going into a World Cup is different, but I believe he had the same mentality in the last World Cup and the last World Cups before that. Same hunger to try to do well for his nation, and I'm sure he will be or try to do his best to win it again.
Julio, a lot of people were saying that before the tournament, Argentina haven't got a chance, this and that about their defence. Then I was saying to myself, There's a lot. I think there's 11 of this squad of players that are in the last World Cup. They start the first game. Alvarez, who teams are putting 150 million in for him, doesn't start. They do have the squad, don't they? And the mentality to go and do it again.
Definitely. Obviously, you're gonna be fighting against some other great nations, but it's been a kind of an update on the national team, on Argentina national team, some new faces, young faces, but the philosophy is still the same. They got experience. I think when we talk about the defense, the back four the other day was really good, and they have some other great players in the bench as well. So, look, it's only one game, but it was a definitely better start than the last one.
Julio, England have got a really good squad in this World Cup, but one player we can't replace is Harry Kane. Is it the same with Argentina and Messi?
Well, I think it is more or less the same because Kane have a fantastic season in Germany, and it's reflected on how he's playing now in the World Cup. For England, another great player, another key player for England. But saying that, again, England got different players this time, and watching the game last week, especially in the second half, they looked very good.
I'm just looking at Argentina's bench from the first game. You got Simeone, you got Alvarez, you got Paz, you got Lo Celso, Paredes, Otamendi, Senesi. People forget, don't they, how good this Argentina squad of players are, Julio?
Yes, even Tagliafico, the left back, he played the whole World Cup last time. They got some great players in the bench, and it's no an ego fighting on the team. Everyone trying to help each other, everyone pushing the same way. And that's why he done so well last World Cup, and that's why they're going to try to do the same this time.
Julio, do you know what happened 40 years ago to this very date?
40 years ago.
Yeah, do you know what it was?
Oh, you put me in the spot there, no.
It was the hand of God 40 years ago.
Wow.
Shocking, Julio.
Yeah. Can't believe you forgot that.
Disgraceful.
Gee.
Well, even if I knew, I won't say it.
Exactly. Do you think? I mean, I can't believe 40 years has gone that quick. Do you think that Argentina want to face England and beat England the most in this World Cup?
No, I think if the opportunity presents to obviously play against England, yes, gonna be a massive game, not just for Argentina, for England as well. But it's a little bit of history, political history and football history between the two countries. But you should stay game by game, and if does present the opportunity to play England, well, as a fan, I will looking forward to see that game.
Yeah, was it handball? Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's got the word hand in the title, right? So it's a giveaway.
No comment, Julio.
Sorry?
Just say no comments.
Yeah, well, imagine that happening now with all the cameras and the bar and everything. You definitely won't go away with that. But obviously, 40 years ago, you could get away with things like that.
You couldn't indeed. Well, listen, I can't believe time has gone that quickly, including this interview as well. I could have spoke to you for another 10 minutes at least, because so much is happening in the World Cup. I'm really enjoying watching Argentina, and the fact that over here in England they're on tonight at 6 o'clock makes me very excited. Yes, they're one of the teams to watch. Thanks so much for your time, pal.
No, thanks for having me in the programme. Take care. Have a good day.
Absolute pleasure. You too. Former Sunderland and Borough defender Julio Arca there. A reminder that every game at the World Cup, of course, is live right here on talkSPORT. That was a look ahead with Shaw non-stop protection deodorant that won't ever let you down.
High pressure picks on talkSPORT with Shaw, official sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Just a reminder, in case you're joining us late, the big news today: the Prime Minister Keir Starmer has resigned as Prime Minister. For more on that, you can head over to our friends at Times Radio. Up next, we'll turn our attention to the other candidate for the GOAT conversation. But should Cristiano Ronaldo be starting for Portugal? We'll bring you more on that in the last part of the breakfast show right after this. It's 9:45.
just chatting off air about Terry Venables and Euro 96. You're getting Euro 96 vibes already.
Well, I'm getting England-Holland Euro 96 vibes, 100%, because, I was very fortunate enough to know Terry, as I'm sure you two did. And, I asked him about that game. We used to do a show together on Saturdays on the radio about football. And, he said, I just threw 7 forwards on. Everybody could play in attack. Even the sort of back four, we were very sort of front-footed thinking. And he said, don't worry about how many goals they're going to score. Just score more goals than them. And then you have them on the back foot and they can't get out of their own half anyway. Yeah. And you were there for England-Holland at Wembley Stadium. I was there when the scoreboard said England 4, Holland 0. I mean, they did score a goal, but we did see 4-0 for a while. And last night was very, very reminiscent of that, and they talk about total football. That was as close as we got. And, I'm fascinated by managers and what they say and what makes the difference between an Alex Ferguson and an Arsene Wenger and a Thomas Tuchel compared to the others. Ancelotti, I know you're a big fan of, and he's been on the show.
Yeah.
And it's great, isn't it, what Harry... Because Harry... The thing about Tuchel is he's just saying what he thinks. Even right before the game, he's saying, well, we're going to do this because they're going to do that. And if they're watching, they know what he's going to do. But he's so organised in a way that's sort of, quite off-putting for the opposition, I would imagine. And then Harry Kane does a Thomas Tuchel after the match because he tells you exactly what Tuchel told them at half time, which was basically, lads, I thought we had a deal here. You're just gonna play like you don't care, like you're back in the playground, and in the first half you didn't do that, boys. We had an agreement. Can we just go out and do that? And they all went, oh yeah, we remember. And they just went out, and it was just a different game. And I was, as you can hear, I was very excited about it. We all were very excited.
Not long to go before I play golf. Yeah, it's only 10 minutes of our show left. 9:50, it's flown by. Always a good sign.
These kids.
The World Cup Breakfast Show. It's me, Andy Goldstein Gabby Agbonlahor. Just a reminder, Sir Keir Starmer has resigned as Prime Minister. He announced that only moments ago. For more on that, you can head over to Talk and Times Radio. Some of your sports headlines this Monday morning. Declan Rice has said that fitness issues have nothing to do with how many games he played this season. We'll find out if he starts for England. That's live on talkSPORT. Against Ghana tomorrow. Last night, Mohamed Salah fired Egypt to a 3-1 win against New Zealand, their first ever World Cup win. Cape Verde got another draw as well against Uruguay. Unbelievable story of the World Cup, that is. And it might be all eyes on Messi tonight as Argentina take on Austria. It's live on talkSPORT. But Ronaldo is making the headlines yet again. talkSPORT reporter Max Scott is back with us in the studio. Max, good morning.
Good morning.
Quickly though, at least Keir Starmer can go to a lot more Arsenal games. Can't he now?
Yes, he can.
Go back to his seat.
Yeah,
because remember when he
getting
became
stick
Prime
for
Minister,
it.
he was given a box for security. He can go back maybe to his season ticket
really?
with the fans.
Yeah. Let me try it down. I don't care. I'm not a fan of politics. I stay well clear of that.
Yeah, let's stay clear of that. So, look, obviously, Ronaldo's been coming under a lot of criticism, particularly from talkSPORT's very own Rory Jennings. He's got that £5,000 charity bet with Piers Morgan that he won't score in the World Cup. But despite all the criticism, his sister, Katia Avero, has launched...
Oh, Rory's sister?
No, not Rory's, Ronaldo's sister.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, launched an attack on Portugal's midfield. She says
it's nothing to do with Ronaldo. The problem is, magically, the midfield forgot how to pass the ball, win it back, launch counter-attacks. The game became all about passing backwards in midfield. Very strange. She's also been liking posts that are criticising Bruno Fernandes, saying that he's never shown up for Portugal. So she's coming to the defence of him.
You don't want that happening.
Do we see too much family getting involved?
Yeah, I don't like that. That's toxic, that is, because Ronaldo wouldn't want that either. Bruno Fernandes, top player.
I think Ronaldo would love
struggled because he was playing centre midfield himself. That's the problem. Coming too deep.
I think the problem is Roberto Martinez. He's got to show some balls and put him on the bench.
But next game, Uzbekistan, Bobby Guzman scores a hat-trick.
Yeah, but he should be scoring a hat-trick against them.
I know.
You can't play him.
Yeah, I think
you can't play him. I think a bigger part of the problem as well, you see Messi get a hat-trick in the first game.
Pressure's on.
The pressure's on, yeah.
Yeah,
Would you start him?
I think you'll start him. I do. I really do. Because you look at that game and think that he can score maybe a couple, and then people start questioning Roberto Martinez. So I think if it was any other game, a tougher game, maybe not.
Yeah.
But Uzbekistan aren't the greatest of sides.
Okay. Max, you've got about a minute if you've got any other news for us.
Well, just to say, as it stands,
Yeah.
right, and of course Portugal got Uzbekistan, they're probably going to win. They're probably not going to finish third in Group K. If they do, and England win their group, England will play Portugal in the round of 32.
Wow.
If Portugal finish third in their group and they continue performing poorly, that's a massive game in the knockout rounds for England.
Sure, he's against us then, wouldn't he? What's your thoughts as well, guys, on my old friend Mr. Keane criticising the Wags wearing the name shirts on the back?
What Keane did that? Roy Keane?
Roy Keane.
What's your thoughts on that?
It's perfectly normal for you to be wearing your husband's shirt or your boyfriend's shirt if he's representing his national team.
Isn't it their surname?
If they're married, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
No.
Okay, good.
Oh, is Roy Keane got a problem?
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you, Gabs? I feel like you need to get it off your chest.
No, Roy Keane's got a problem with it, but I thought like to myself when I saw it, I'm like, am I going crazy, or is that like not supporting your loved one?
Yeah.
It's very weird to have a problem with that.
Yeah, Agbonlahor is going to cost you a lot of money, though, isn't it? A lot less than that.
It does, mate. It does. So support your husband.
Or your boyfriend.
Or your boyfriend.
Yeah.
At all times. Agreed.
Max, thanks so much for that.
Take care,
Thank
boys.
you, Max.
Good rest of your morning. Enjoy your golf, mate.
I will. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, if I play like Laura Kirk Francis, I'll go around about 20 today, won't I? Now, before we go, we've only got a couple of minutes. Before we go, if you were joining us earlier on in the show, you'll know that Gabby is okay now, by the way. The weekend wasn't feeling well. I think Friday had the day off.
Yeah.
And you went to the hospital. You had to have a CAT scan.
Yeah.
And you were asked genuinely by one of the nurses, I think it was a male nurse you mentioned,
Yeah.
before the CAT scan, whether or not you were pregnant.
Yes.
And you sort of laughed and joked about it.
So he asked me, "Are you pregnant?" And I says, "I hope not." Then he was being deadly serious. So I need an answer. I says, "Well, I don't think so, but I can do a test."
You don't think so?
Yeah.
But you didn't do a test.
I didn't get one.
And then
no.
we laughed and joked about it.
Yeah.
But then one of the very nice people that works on our show popped down to Boots
Yes.
earlier on to get a pregnancy test.
Mm-hmm.
You went into the toilets about 9:30, was it? Or
Yes,
9:15?
I did. Yep.
And you did the test.
Yep. I
Right.
was nervous.
Difficult to
It was
wee onto
difficult,
it?
yeah, but I was quite nervous as well.
Yeah, okay. You been pregnant before?
Not that I know of, no.
All right. Well, you would know if you have. So,
I haven't.
Producer Ollie has got the results.
Okay.
And he's
Oh,
going
has
to
he?
tell me in my ear. So we've got a drum roll at all. We got that. We have. I can tell you, Gabby, you are not pregnant.
Phew. I knew it, mate. I knew.
Are you happy or sad about that? Because it's sometimes people are like they want to get pregnant. They
You
want.
know what? I'm quite sad because I'm looking down and thinking, what
What
could it
is
be
that?
Don't
You
make
know
me
what?
laugh.
No one. This is true. No one ever found the beach ball that Darren Bent hit to score that goal. Maybe that's in there.
No, I'm relieved, mate. Because now I can have another coffee. You know what I mean? I want to have a few. I want a few drinks as well.
Yeah.
Tomorrow the England game's on, so yeah, relieved, mate. Maybe I'll phone the hospital and say like I found
Tell
out.
them, keep them up
Yeah.
to date.
I know you're just wondering, mate, Mr. Serious. Yeah, but you know,
You've done the test.
Yeah, you've done the test, mate, and I was fine to have that scan.
We're okay.
Yep.
So you're not.
Thanks, Andy, for being a part of the journey with me, mate.
Do you know what? I was actually thinking, like, am I in babysitting duties? Am I going to be godfather to it?
You'd have to be now, mate.
I'd have to be. Imagine you doing the show and there's a little baby there. Shh, just go to the news. Calm down, little Andy.
Oh,
what would you have
Lord.
called him if it was a boy?
Oh,
that's a weird name.
yeah, it would have been.
Just Agbonlahor.
I don't know. I haven't thought about all that yet. It's a lot to process, mate.
What are you doing with the rest of the day?
I don't know, actually, to be fair, mate. Relaxing a little bit.
Okay.
And then, like, loads of footballers. I can't wait for Argentina.
Are you taking lots of stuff back to Mothercare?
Yeah. All those nappies.
Just a reminder before we go, Sir Keir Starmer has resigned as Prime Minister of England. For more on that, you can head over to Talk Radio or Times Radio. It's been a great show this morning. We'll do it all over again tomorrow at 6 a.m. Set your alarms. We'll be here, of course, the best place for all the build-up. England take on Ghana. It'll be live on talkSPORT. We'll have some more great guests, so make sure you tune into that, as we are the first and the best place to be. Don't forget that White and Jordan, it's live from New York at 1 p.m. today. How about that? Super Ali McCoist will be
amazing.
on the... Hold on, I've got a cough. Hold on. Traitor! Excuse me. Terrible. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Be safe, everyone. Up next is the wonderful Hawksby and Jacobs. Have a good day. The sun is well and truly shining for you.
Simon, from Southgate to Tuchel, was this the front-footed difference that you have been wishing?
Oh, definitely. I mean, for a number of reasons, for the reasons that Brad's laid out in terms of the substitutions, from the manner in which this is rock and roll football. This is what we saw with Jurgen Klopp in the second half. Interesting that Tuchel needs to have a reinforcement at half-time, because you would have assumed that that conversation had happened before the game and that they were told to get on the front foot before the game. And England looked quite nervous when they started, and they weren't, for the first 5 or 10 minutes, I thought they weren't really at it. You know, I think the performance in the second half, I was sitting next to Brad, and he was saying to me, and I think I'm right in quoting him, is that this is the best attacking performance that we've seen in the World Cup so far, in terms of the way that they put it upon the Croatians. Whatever we may have created in the media about how old this Croatian team is, Troy was saying me off air that the average age of the Croatians is 28 and a half, whereas our team is 27. We've been walking around under the impression this is a dad's army, just because you've got Luka Modric. So they're not mugs. You know, I think we could have done better with the goals, but notwithstanding that, you know, whatever lessons we think we need to learn defensively, Tuchel will learn them and they'll make some adjustments. But offensively, if you look at that performance, that is as good as you want an England side to play. It's as good as an England side has played on the front foot for a very, very long time. And you look at it, and 4-2 flatters the Croatians to some extent, because England could have had 6 in the second half. So I think it's a great marker.